everyone, and welcome back to the finale, the final episode of Table Stories, The Bystanders. I am so happy to have had the chance to tell this amazing story with everyone here. How are you all feeling? Last episode jitters? I heard some people feeling a little nervous.
Just a little bit.
Why? Why would you feel nervous? I'm not going to do anything. I promise it'll be great. Okay. Wow. Except for that last one. That last one was not great. I really love, can I just say, I love Stars Without Number, the system, but I feel like... what? You were muted the whole time?
Yeah,
Good.
I was muted.
Perfect.
Okay.
I love Stars Without Number, the system, but what really makes it for me in terms of playing it is the character sheets. It's a pretty complex system, but the character sheets in Roll20 and like the cool animated, like when you roll something, it looks like cool and has space on it. I just love that.
Thank you for mentioning that, because I think I mentioned it like 2 episodes ago that I wouldn't understand it at all if it didn't do all the work for us.
Yeah, it does do a lot of math for you. I still have a hard time sometimes figuring out like weapons fire and stuff, because for the weapons you have to add like your dex and your like to hit bonus and your shoot skill, and like sometimes it's like wait, how many? What do I add? Oh. But thankfully the character sheets, like you just click, on the.
I'll be honest, I still don't know how to do it. I'm not gonna lie. I've been really winging it this whole time. I'm really bad at stuff like that. So
you've managed fairly well. Yeah. See, I love the little.
Even get a game right most of the time.
Listen, you shot that lizard one time, man. Okay.
That's right.
That's so good.
You killed it.
Yeah, it's a pro.
Literally.
So if any of you have been watching our very, very cool space game and being like, man, I love space. I love role-playing games. I would love some space role-playing games. Stars Without Number in Roll20 is actually like pretty okay to grasp. Like it's a little rough to start, but I feel like especially if you have like one person who's pretty experienced with the system, like it makes it like really cool. That being said, now you're all level 4 and you have the hit points of like major beast people, and you could take like 4 shots to the chest and be okay. So
I'm very big and strong.
Yeah, just
we're all the same strength of him.
From what Starbucks started at to where she is now,
like I mean, 1 HP to what am I at? 21 right now. Come on,
1 HP the dream.
Incredibly,
one in a dream.
20 health more. Whoa.
Yeah.
It's like you've grown and changed over the course of the series and become a more capable person or something. I don't know, something like that. Probably.
That's ridiculous.
I gotta change my name from Cubit to Cubite.
Oh my god!
Cubite.
I really hope we get fan art of like Cubit with a chomp.
Chomp. Like it's the what crossplay of Cubit and that Mario.
Yeah.
Chomper.
Chomp-omps? I think that's what they're called. Chomp-omps?
I think we should get a cartoon of her going. Trying to play with the window lock.
Oh my god.
I was Cubit in the car.
Oh my god, perfect. That's it's a very easy gift to do. Just, one finger moving. You can do it. Fan artists, I believe in your capabilities. I did want to, and of course, like y'all can hit me with the absolutely nots if you feel like it, because I didn't warn my players I was going to ask for this because I'm a horrible GM. But I did want to kind of start out the episode a little differently than we've typically done, because we are going to be running just a tiny bit longer today to kind of give a nice rounder ending. I was thinking that it might be nice because we've had like 1 day at the military base for everyone to kind of like, I don't know, get a little rest and recuperation. If we started out the session with all of the characters giving like a captain's log or something of that kind, like if you were like writing your little like short journal to introduce the episode, each of you, I thought that could be a little fun like way to get in character and jump into the day. Unless one of you is like, I fucking know.
Absolutely refuse. I love it.
I don't know what my character would think or say. I don't want to do this. Which is totally fine. You could just have not written a journal that day.
I think my character is just frustrated there's no bar anymore. It's just not happening.
Do you want to have Cletus's log? Cletus's log. Start date. I don't know what day it is.
I don't know what day it is. I've lost my bar. I don't have any liquor. I hate my life.
Oh, poor precious boy.
He's
I'm
so sad.
Sorry.
Sad. Not
I
as
just
sad
want
as
my bar
sad
back.
Starbuck.
Yeah, not as sad as sad Starbuck.
That's a sad.
Sad Starbuck is a sad Starbuck.
If you're a sad Cletus, then you're as sad as Starbuck, and it's bad.
I don't know what Uskar would. Oh man. Okay, I know what Uskar would say.
Yeah,
Uskar's
go.
captain's log would be like, Captain's log, just in case this doesn't go well, I'm recording this to say that Amara is the best captain of all time, but also maybe we should have made Gelpi the captain.
Whoa.
I'm not sure, but Gelpi is very good, and maybe Amara does not like the pressure, so if she was not the captain, then maybe she would be able to be, very strong. But we set out for the planet today. We have sent out a distress signal. We press the button. Yes. Okay. Capitan's log out.
Beautiful.
That'll be it.
Do either Gelfi, Amara, or Cubit record a journal captain's log, crew member log today?
Yeah, Gelpi probably would record one. Tula probably found a little corner away from the group, kind of stepped far enough so she could kind of really speak her mind. And her captain's log would have been something like, well, I guess today we decide whether I'm getting off this planet or not. I didn't really think when I paid that captain that I'd end up, losing one of my only friends I had on this planet, and then seeing people eating gas, well, not people eating, but organic eating gas, and, seeing an empty base and all these pieces. I kind of thought I'd just have an easy ride off and I could start a new life somewhere else, but I kind of like this group, and whether or not we make it off today, I hope that I can stick around with them. I hope that I'm still kind of like their crew now. We'll see how this goes. Then she'll give a little baby salute.
Oh,
it's so wholesome. And then she'll go back to being
right. Does Captain Amara record one?
Oh yeah, I feel like she's done this every single day, and it's the only thing that's kept her going.
Oh yeah, let's hear today's.
Today's would be very much like another bad day in the books. Don't know what I'm doing out here, but thank God I'm with people that know what they're doing. Amara's super happy that Gelpi is there. She feels like she is incapable as captain. So I think she'd say something like, thank God for Gelpi. Really happy she's here. Really grateful she's here to really lead me into leading them. And yeah, I think I'm really nervous about today, but I'm really excited to maybe get off this planet. Captain out. Capitan out.
Capitan forever.
Very awesome. And Cubit, you were rather quiet with all the events that happened last episode, but I'm sure you had a very vibrant internal life. So does Cubit have a journal entry or a log entry to record this morning?
Yeah, I think Cubit would probably start off with, I'm feeling really sad. I'm not sure why. Today just feels a lot better. I really don't like that Gaius guy. I have a torch still for some reason, and
I really dislike kale. Also, these people are really great, and I'm really glad I found a new family. Keep it out.
Don't do that stuff. Not allowed.
Don't do it.
How dare you?
No more.
How dare you? Don't do that.
Just a crew. Don't make it
We're
weird.
just people that work. God damn it.
Go weird.
I just wanted a bar.
I want my bar back.
Cletus, was yours what you said earlier? Did you have anything to add? I know you were the first one, so it was kind of more like a thought experiment for you.
Yeah, Cletus would be like, how the fuck do I work this thing? And I'd be able to record himself, so there would be no recording.
Oh, okay.
I would just
Beautiful.
talk to myself in the corner for like 30 minutes. I'd babble on about how much I really miss my bar and how awesome these people are that I hang with.
And then
There
it's
would
just
be
like,
no recording because he doesn't know how to press the buttons, right?
I love it. I love it. It's wonderful. So, after a very long and stressful day, you all probably you get the information about what different ships to pursue, but by that time the sun in this system had been setting, and you're all like pretty exhausted. Cletus, you have the rations. So do you like hand out everybody a ration for tomorrow, or do you want them to like come to you in terms of like making sure everyone's fed? Or
Well, I still only have kale, right?
you have whatever you want. They're just rations. So like fictionally, it's enough food to feed one person for one day. I mean, mechanically, it's enough food to feed one person for one day, but fictionally, it can be whatever kind of shelf stable sort of ration you'd like it to be.
Okay, so I'd bust out like a campfire.
Big Mac.
I would start cooking like some beans and some kind of a meat. And then hopefully there'd be like some bread of some sort that was like canned bread.
Yeah, canned bread, sure.
And then I would like basically like, start cooking. So for the next like so often I'd be like cooking dinner for you guys, prepping it.
Okay, so the stars are out and the sky is remarkably clear, considering it was covered in a weird white mist for a long portion of the day. The city, Sean City next door, Tyver, actually, Tyver next door, you see that a large portion of the lights of the tall buildings aren't on, because it's close enough that you would be able to see them, but you can't. And you're sitting, all of you, around a campfire that Cletus and probably Uskar have helped set up, since you were both kind of hanging out together. And I'm assuming that Gaius is there, but sitting a short, like a little bit away from the rest of the group. Have you invited the ambassador and Chandra to eat with you?
I would say yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's me love kind of bread.
They're not like enemies at all.
Right.
They're definitely still humans who we care for. So it's not like, don't you eat my food. Get away.
Right. So the ambassador and Chandra are probably sitting like as far apart as possible. And like probably the ambassador ends up more on like Gaius's side of the campfire, whereas Chandra is probably trying to sit close to either Gelpy or Uskar. And so you're feeding Cletus, Cubit, Uskar, Amara, Gelpy, Gaius, Chandra, and the ambassador. So that's 8 rations.
Yeah.
So go ahead and mark 8 rations off your sheet. Uh-huh.
How many am I at right now? 14?
14. So yeah, mark 8 down and you'll be fed and won't have negatives for the next day.
Gotcha.
Like this is considered to take care of like all of your meals that you would probably be snacking on through the day. So you're all sitting around this campfire And a little bit before this, I mean, the ambassador had helped go through all of the materials in the storage cabinet. Captain Amara had helped take a look at the information available on the computers that she was finally able to access. And you had, as a group, probably, I think it was Amara and Cletus and Gelpy specifically, who were inside, who had kind of decided to approach the larger ship that was on the space elevator in Tyver. But I would love to see, like, if you, Amara, had decided to take this to the group at large, your decision-making process, or if you wanted to, like, give everyone a chance to pipe up and see if, like, there was something else you wanted to do.
I imagine, Amara, I think at the end you kind of, I mean, I didn't technically ask, or I guess I could see what was on the map. So yes, I would go back and share the information with the rest of the group and kind of just give the options of, this is a richer ship, this is a, you know, potentially military police ship situation.
Yeah, so you're sitting at this campfire, and Cletus is making everyone food, and it smells really good because you're really hungry.
We've been eating kale chips.
You've been eating kale chips all day. And Amara reiterates that there were 2 different ships aside from your own that you could repair, that you might consider trying to negotiate access to. One of them is a police-like patrol boat that has a maximum crew of 20, and the other one was a very fancy luxury vehicle on the space elevator attached to Tyver that had a maximum crew of 40. And so this information is the information she imparts to you while you all are sitting at the campfire. So what do you say, Amara, after you're done, like, going over the information that you got?
So I'm kind of like eating my meal and talking at the same time. So I've got like food. It's probably gross. Well, I think we could go for the fancy ship. It's got a lot of seats. It can house a lot of people. I know Gelpy is really wanting to bring some friends along. And
the whole city?
I mean, it's maybe not the whole city, but a lot of people. What are you guys thinking? I think that might be we'd have to talk our way through that, but it might be an option.
Okay.
I mean, and those sort of folks, they might, you know, maybe they want to get off the planet too. And so maybe they just kind of like trust us.
Maybe they don't have a captain.
Yeah.
Yes.
We have
and you can fly.
You best sit flying.
Yeah, let's not talk about like what happened with. Yeah, let's not talk about what happened with our ship. Like, if we all just talk up Capitan and how amazing of a pilot she is, I'm sure we can just sway them to let us just take the ship off.
Are you telling us to lie?
No, Capitan's a great pilot, Cletus.
Or they do have a pilot. Maybe they have one, and you don't have to rely on me. That's a great idea.
It's true. It could be.
Amara, you would remember that you also had access to the military ID codes of several Jorhaldian ships. You don't know which ones were currently in orbit and therefore would be suspect if you use them, but you do have codes.
Great. And we also have, we have codes, guys, so it's very possible we might have something to offer them. So I think that's a great option. The police ship, it's probably sturdier, so that might be a less risky option. We end up having to fly the ship.
This is also a good opportunity to point out, since I'm just finished dinner, that because I am much older and very weak, you notice that I'm coughing and sneezing a lot more. There's been a lot of coughing tonight, mostly.
Been a busy few days.
Cletus, is you okay?
I'm all right, man. I'm gonna be all right.
It's okay, you are expelling.
I don't really have anything to take, but I'm gonna be all right.
What do you take? What do you mean?
Like, to help me, my throat's all swollen.
Maybe Gelpy's got something in her bag.
I think I might have something that might work for that. Gelpy will pull open her bag / character sheet.
I think Cupid is
rummaging
just
through.
kind of like sitting here, like dipping the bread and like beans and stuff, but like staring at Gaius just very sternly, not really eating, just kind of like staring at him.
After a certain amount of time of that, Gaius probably looks up at you and is just like, what?
So no more Mr. Nice Gaius, huh?
Oh my god.
Cupid, I missed you so much.
What?
I'm so happy that this is the episode that came out on.
Yes.
It was so good.
I'm seeing what you
Cupid
did
says
there.
that, and Gaius, unlike the GM who immediately starts laughing, Gaius frowns at you, and he's just like, I'll say to you what I said to everyone else. I'm merely doing what I think is necessary to keep all of us alive.
She continues to kind of like just play with her food a little bit, staring, but nods a little bit. Okay.
Amara, I'm gonna say Amara is sitting next to Cupid, and she leans over and she goes, "Hey, nice joke."
little fist bump.
Yeah.
After Gelpy kind of like digs in her bag for a minute while this is going on, she'll probably pull out the remainder of some of those herbs.
Yep.
And probably grab just like a little bit of water, and I'm assuming like we probably had water like boiling with the campfire or something.
Yeah.
And if not, she'll boil some.
We can throw some in the water.
And she'll make like a little tea for Cletus. And she'll go kind of sit over next to him and say, Cletus, I don't have much, but I hope that this helps at least a bit. I think we're gonna need your talking when we try and figure out this ship situation. So rest those vocal cords in that throat and let us know if we can help you feel better
All right,
or
thank you.
lift your spirits at all.
Guys, I do
Thank
not
you.
speak.
He can speak of Scar.
Oh, okay.
Just like
You
drink
just
the
don't.
tea.
You just don't want me to talk.
No,
Oscar.
no,
You just don't
Oscar,
want me to talk.
ma'am, love your voice, okay? Ma'am, just not wanting your precious voice.
At least
your
I can kick the door
amazing
down.
personality. Me try to kick that door down. The door is very heavy, okay?
Gelpy's gonna
Anyways.
back away and go sit by Amara and Cupid. Just like-
Anyways, you are very precious, okay? Fist chest.
Gaius approaches
Drinking my tea.
Gaius approaches the campfire to like set down the can that had contained his, beans and canned bread that he's now done with. And he's standing, probably like turns a little bit away, like he's going to walk away. And then he turns back to Amara and looking like his shoulders are a little curved forward. So looking maybe a little bit less aggressive, like intentionally. He looks down at you and he says, when you were scanning the ships, did you note which, if either, had or seemed like it might have weapon systems?
Yeah, I think the police ship would have something on it, maybe.
But not the larger one.
I didn't write down that the larger one had one. Is that something that you said?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, so nope, not the larger one. I think is just a party boat, to be honest.
An exotic yacht.
Which could be fun, especially for you guys. I think you
Guys.
need some fun.
As big as a city.
Is there any sort of visual check that you think we'll have to pass if we get to orbit? This is Cupid, sorry.
Is that you to me?
Yeah, like just saying to the crowd, to the group.
Can we paint it?
With everything that's going on, I don't think so, but it's possible.
I think
How
it's
would the
more important that we
ambassador-
get off this planet.
The ambassador pipes up, probably, and says, well, I might, I don't know a ton about, I'm not usually on the bridge or anything, but from my recollection, it's normally the security codes that are most important. If there were any late exiters from the planet's surface, it's entirely possible they might also have to commandeer a vehicle.
But would painting it help? Like maybe black?
I don't think we have that kind of time. How would we have time? We got to get off this planet.
I'm not no Uskar can finish a job.
Doesn't it take like months to paint a ship?
I'm not no.
Not months, certainly.
I only move things.
I don't think that it's necessary unless it's some obscene color. Did you see in the scan? It was probably just, metal, silver, black, white, something like that, right?
Right. Nothing special.
Well, unless it's neon pink, I think it will be fine.
Man, I really hope it is.
Okay, can we make code?
Yeah, we have codes.
Can we type in like 80085 and we try?
I think it's more accurate if it were 8008153 or something. 35.
135.
No, just one. Do we just get
We
one?
get there. We get there, and it's a large pink phallic device.
Uskar's just laughing
in the
to
sky.
himself at this point.
Party time!
I think Cuba kind of like makes an awkward noise with her like utensil in the thing. Kind of.
Do we expect that I was thinking about the police vehicle. Do you think that because they're kind of a part of the government here, that they're not really gonna go along with us wanting to try and get off the planet? I feel like that could maybe end kind of bad.
Ma'am, have idea. That is why we can send Cubit inside. She can cross
Inside where?
the police base. Yes. It's like looking around like, yes.
I don't know about the military or police force specifically on this planet, but if you're wishing to minimize the amount of firefighting, perhaps the non-military ship or the pleasure cruiser or whatever would probably be ideal. If that is you. I just know that I would be more on my guard around a bunch of ineffectual police officers than I would be around whomever owns a luxury yacht. I mean, certainly Cletus, you'd be able to put them at ease.
Yeah.
They might have a bar.
Could be a bar in there. That's what I'm shooting for.
I need no bartender. So they need you.
They could use me. They don't need me, but they could use me.
They for sure need these codes, so...
Everyone needs a Cletus.
I sip my tea.
Sounds like the party boat's the best option then.
All right.
Is there any way we could mod the party boat? I mean, I know we don't have much time, but...
Well, it depends on what kind of modification you're asking for. That's going to take us a lot of time. And if we want to try to modify a ship that's not particularly matching with a mod, then it's We have to kind of give or take there. You know, weapons or a hole or etc.
Or maybe a fountain that shoots water.
You know, water guns are viable too.
No fountain to drink out of.
At that point, from across the campfire, Chandra, who probably because Gelpy had gone over to Cletus and then come back, Chandra was probably sitting next to Usrar. Yeah. And she, like, looking very small and very worn out, kind of staring into her can full of beans and canned bread. She pipes up and she says, if we are gonna be going through Tyver to get to the elevator or wherever, could we try to at least help? I mean, I know there's no bringing Johnny back, but you said the ship holds 40 people?
Amara, like, nods her head as she's eating her beans.
I mean, we don't know how many are on it right now, but I would either we go tell Racket and bring him with us, or you could drop me off there.
I mean, Chandra,
Cupid
I'd
will
love to bring him. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think Cupid would kind of look at Gelpy and kind of wait for her response.
Yeah, Gelpy would just kind of, after she had, like, gone to give Cletus, she would have come back and she'll kind of, like, look over at Chandra and say, Chandra, I wanted them to come with us here. We just didn't have the seats. So if we can get this ship, I would love for them to come with us. But Racket was real angry with me when we left. So I'd just like to make sure before we talk to him, we know that we have seats and we know that we're getting off. I don't know if the planet? The planet, getting off the planet.
I didn't say anything. I'm being good.
Oh, again.
Sorry.
I'm 12 years old.
Again.
It's fine.
Oh, we're getting off the planet.
We're getting off with the erotic ship.
I would really like to know for sure. That's where I was going. Okay.
But what if when you get there, what if, and she, like, glances at Gaius and then looks back. I mean, what if you don't come back? Can you just drop me off with Racket first? You don't have to talk to him at all. You can come back for me if there's room, and if there's not room or time, I'll still be where I want to be.
Chandra, I think you should probably talk to your dad about that.
And there's, like, a look on her face, like she, like, immediately shuts down and is just, like, the start of, like, a quiet tantrum, and she crosses her arms over her chest and just.
While she's doing that, I'll probably make her a cup of tea as well, and just kind of set it down in front of her.
My cough gets a little bit more aggressive.
It does. He needs more tea.
Yes. No,
Get him another cup.
I got tea.
Okay, then drink.
I'm drinking it.
Okay, drink faster.
Listen, I don't know what's going on, man. I don't feel good. I'm exhausted, tired, getting old, man.
Okay, maybe you need to sleep.
Maybe I do need to sleep.
You have been working, you have been cooking. That is why you are tired. If you
How's
do
the
it
food,
more,
by the way? How's the food?
Amazing. Oscar loves canned bread.
How's the food going, Uskar?
Me love canned bread.
You like it?
Yes, it is my favorite. It was lovely. Okay, bud. Do you feel okay?
I don't feel okay.
Galpy!
Tired.
Do you usually get this sick,
I'm like
Cletus?
gesturing to Cletus.
Maybe I'll go lay down.
Yeah, I think you should probably rest before we head out tomorrow. Maybe let's see if I
checked my bag. There wasn't anything in there that I could use for a cold.
You do have a bioscanner, Kelby.
Yeah.
What's the bioscanner? What does that
You can
do?
use that tool to discern internal bleeding, gross physical distress, or toxins in a plant or animal, including humans. You can use it for a full spectrum of
you can
diagnosis
check,
and
yeah.
DNA sequencing achievable in minutes.
I want
Yeah,
one.
I'll
I'm nervous. Oh boy.
Cletus, why don't we get you laying down and you can rest, and maybe I can run a couple scans and see if I can figure out what's going on. Maybe we can use a lift on you or something.
I'm already like slowly like laying back and putting my cane next to me before she even gets to finish her conversation.
Uskar is putting a pillow or like a rolled
Yeah.
up jacket behind you.
He's not waiting. He's tired. He's exhausted.
I don't know. Do I roll?
You don't have to roll. If you have heal 0, you can just like do a scan.
Okay, yes,
Cool.
I do.
So Cletus, I don't know anything about your cough, so you can go ahead and tell me and Gelby when she scans you with this bioscanner, which can like do a full spectrum diagnosis. Is there like something wrong with Cletus?
He's really sick. It's not good.
What would it show?
It's basically kind of like a flu.
Oh no.
And it's definitely been happening like slowly the last 24 hours, and now that it's like we're really like out in the open in the elements, he's just not able to like get rid of what's happening. He's tried with different things in his bag and nothing's helping.
So that's what you see, Kelby, when you do the scan. It's like it's flu is the viral one, right?
I think.
Or is it bacteria?
It doesn't
Yes.
specifically have to be a flu. I just don't know what bacteria is out in the world in this story.
It's future bacteria.
Yeah.
Future bacteria.
It would definitely probably be something that got into my lungs and might be causing like bronchitis or water in my lungs, something that's not good for an older fella at this point.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, so you see that, Gelpy, when you do a scan, that like it's probably partially due to the fact that Cletus had never intended to be on this planet's atmosphere and has spent 20 years breathing recycled air.
In a ship, yep, exactly.
So he's just caught some bug that you probably wouldn't even like have any problem with, because like maybe you get a booster shot before you go into any kind of planet's atmosphere, or maybe you've just been here long enough that you're accustomed to it. But you would know that Lift would probably using one of your Lift applications would be able to help him recover.
Perfect. Yeah, I was just reading between Lazarus and Lift. So,
Lazarus would be if he was dead.
wait, that's for.
It can be used to revive critically wounded people. So if you're
Yes.
if you have been shot or like been incapacitated by anything less than like disease, poison, or like heavy weapons,
Like shot to
so
the
light
forehead.
weapons, you're able to use the Lazarus patch on.
Okay.
Definitely couldn't have band-aided that kid's face together.
No, that was his brain. That's a little more difficult.
I'm just gonna patch this up. Okay, then I will go ahead and grab a lift. I'm assuming it's in this universe is probably like an EpiPen sort of thing. Is that what you imagine it would be like?
That makes sense.
So she'll kind of like pull it out and prep it and say, Cletus, this might sting a little, but are you okay if I try and give you something that might help?
Okay, that's fine.
You want me to hold your hand?
I roll over to my other side away from him.
Cletus Uskar extends his hand for you to hold it.
Just toss it up a little.
Yes. Okay.
Rubbing it.
Is okay, my friend?
Why don't you like sing him a little song or something,
Okay.
Uskar?
Yeah, sing to me,
You
Uskar.
are a bartender!
That's too loud! Too loud.
A
My ears.
bartender! Uskar! Me cannot speak that low, okay? A voice, my throat feels weird. A bartender! And me, I love you! Best friend of mine! Okay, do it.
And then I'm gonna just must stab him.
Ah!
Okay.
And do I have to make a roll?
You have heal 0.
Yes.
So what it does is it boosts it speeds natural recovery and drastically. And if you were like actually like injured in terms of like physically injured, not just like internally, it would heal you 1d8 plus the user's heal skill in hit points.
Oh.
I don't have any hit points that are off right now.
Yeah, so because it's just fictional, you don't have to worry about rolling anything for it. But
The other question, I know this is like weirdly out of the realm, but do I have to go by it actually healing me?
The thing is like you can say that you're like tired and everything. If you had wanted to talk to me about like, I feel like Cletus is gonna have this and like make it a complication at the end of the episode, then like absolutely. But because like there is
I don't want
like
it to be a complication. I wanted it to go this way, like through the end. Basically, just he's sick.
you can just be like exhausted and like your self is
Gotcha.
like tired, but in terms of like you had the appropriate medicine to heal this sort of thing, like Cletus can absolutely be exhausted, be an old man. You actually have to take 1 system strain because you were given that medicine. So where it says system strain at the top of your sheet, you take 1. I think Amara, I don't know if you took 1 before, but you would also have to take 1 because you got a shot of it before. But you can narratively be as exhausted or like emotionally wrecked as you want, but your party does have the tools to deal with a basic cold.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I just don't know how that all works. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I just
no,
never
it's
done
fine.
this.
Like if there was like a limited medical supplies, or if you wanted that to be like something that was an issue, then we could have absolutely talked about it. I didn't know that this was something that you were wanting to engage with, so I didn't really prepare for that. But as it stands, like you're able to be as like exhausted, like physically or mentally as you wish. Like that's absolutely within your rights as like a character choice. But in terms of like using mechanical rules, this lift would work on like a bronchital or like flu-like,
Gotcha.
symptom.
So why, by the time
Wow, I
I
want
wake and
that.
then by the time I wake, I would feel a lot better then. Is that what you're saying?
You would feel physically better,
Gotcha.
but your emotional and like mental state is totally up to you. In terms of that, did anyone else have anything they wanted to do before y'all went to bed for the night before your intrepid adventure to try and like negotiate for a ship?
I don't think so. I think Uskar would just kind of sit there and poke at the fire until it's done.
Mm-mm.
Like I don't think he'd head to bed early. Just kind of
Chilling by Cletus.
Check on Cletus. Make sure Chandra's okay.
Mm.
Gelpy probably would have just done the rounds like after like Cletus not feeling super well. She probably just would have done the rounds to make sure everyone seemed like they were tip top.
Mm-mm.
Probably just finish off like the rest of the herbs and kind of offer tea for whoever wants it and encourage them all to get good sleep.
All right. So otherwise, we fade out on the evening with the light of the campfire kind of being the last thing we see in the shot. Uskar's face lit up as he's poking it with a stick. And you all wake in the morning feeling either slightly refreshed or well refreshed, depending on like if you slept on the ground by the campfire. It might be a little less of a restful sleep. There were bunks, of course, inside that might have been more comfortable, but maybe weirder. I feel like Chandra, Gaius, and the ambassador chose to sleep indoors, mostly because one or the other of them might have spoken up about being afraid that the drones would return in the night, and they don't. But the morning comes, and how are you? Are you bringing all of your things? You have the tow vehicle, and you're able to attach the small drones to perhaps tow one of the tireless ATVs behind you so that you can get everyone into the city.
I think Cupid's kind of packing up her bag and looking over the vehicles, trying to see if there's anything, if they're like ready to go, making sure there's no like little maintenance things that she needs to do on them. But just, do
you want to bring any of the items from the ship's workshop here at the base with you?
Were they mostly scrap, or was it like tools and stuff that we could also bring?
There's definitely tools available. You will, for the most part, the only tools that you could like carry with you are the sort of things that you already have, in terms of like, you took the Tinkerer's kit, so you have, let me take a look. You have the meta tool and the like types of parts that you would be able to carry with you. You can definitely get like a few more, considering you have this ATV vehicle that's not going to be completely full now that you have 2 cars, so you could maybe take a few more spare parts. I don't think that there's anything in particular in terms of like, you can't take a whole like massive workshop space with you. Most of the like larger tools are going to be like drilled into the floor and sort of stuff, like any kind of thing that would allow you to like lift an entire ship up or anything like that. Right. But you can definitely like bring more spare parts and maybe like an extra meta tool or something like that.
Yeah, if we could spare the space, like not preventing anyone from getting in the vehicle or any of the ones that we're towing, I would like to kind of stock up on some spare parts, and if I happen to break my tool,
yeah, of course, that makes sense.
Uskar would probably seek out Amara wherever she is, and unless you're doing anything, like, are you hiding off in a secret nuclear bunker anywhere, or?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I found one overnight, and I went there, and I'm there now. So sorry.
Found the ship
it
with
breaks out the
14 guns.
torch.
She wakes up in the nuclear bunker and has one of those eye things on that she's sleeping with.
There's a sign that says "Do it for her." And there's pictures of sad Cupid everywhere.
Sad Cupid.
Yes. I was going to say, I would probably be hooking up the ATV to the vehicle, so if you wanted to help me with that, your muscle would probably be
perfect.
needed.
Uskar, Capitan, okay, after we are done this, is there anything that Uskar can bring to the...
Pointing at the vehicle.
This?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Amara's trying to like probably lift the connector part of the ATV that is on. So
there isn't any kind of like, it's not a usual like towing thing like we have now. There are little white drones that have like one side that's flat and like a very heavy powered magnet, and the other side that has similar anti-grav thrusters like the grav car itself has. So it's all done via like communicating with like small computers. So you just have to attach those like individual thrusters to the ATV.
So there's no like hitch or anything of that sort.
No, thankfully. It's the future.
Okay, then I would say Amara would probably try to get onto the ATV and sync the computers of the vehicle to make sure that they connect. just wait there for a second,
Yeah,
Uskar.
okay.
I might need you to move something for me, okay?
She like clambers on top of the ATV.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm gonna attempt to do that. Do you want me to roll
Okay.
for that?
I don't think that it's difficult in terms of like it just has to be placed like evenly, where the axles are, so you don't like compromise the actual physical car itself and like I don't know, break it or something. But I don't think it would be too difficult if you're not an idiot. You could do a roll if you wanted to perchance ruin another ATV.
No, I'm
but
good.
I think that it's probably something.
Perfect rolls tonight.
Yeah, so she just like puts these tow things, and probably Cubit, you said you're gathering some extra like spare parts and stuff.
Yeah, I think she's had her bag packed and kind of looking around the shop for small things that she could put into like a toolbox or something.
Is anyone else bringing anything in terms of like any items that you wanted from? There's the list of equipment in the storage locker that you guys went through. Most of that stuff is available to you if you wanted to like bring anything like that.
Maybe that rope.
The rope, okay. So it's a synthetic length of rope that is about 40 meters in length, and you can cut it with your meta tool into any length you want.
Cool beans.
So
I forgot where they're. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Jay.
I was going to
It's
say
on
if
page
Uskar
75.
sees
Okay, thank you.
anyone carrying anything, he would be running up like
Cletus or Gelpy.
and offering to take it off anyone's hands.
I haven't even rolled out of bed yet.
Cletus is still
Okay, so
laying
then
next to the fire.
Not
He slept-
Cletus.
No, he would have slept in the bunks, right?
Yeah.
So at one point,
I
open
would
the
have got
door.
up and moved the
Cletus!
box.
Wake up!
And then-
I'm coming.
Okay, you
I'm
better.
coming. I'm coming.
And call me if you need anything carried, okay? You're old and weak and fragile. Let Uskar the big and strong do it for you.
It's okay, Uskar. I'm doing better this morning.
Okay, I'm glad, but still please tell me.
All right.
Okay.
And then I'm going off. Go find someone else. So on and so forth.
Was anyone else wanting to make sure that they had anything available from the equipment list?
Yeah, Gelpy would have grabbed as many Atmo filters as she could have.
Let me just see.
I can read out the description if you.
Sure, yeah.
So it's this face mask can filter out most atmospheric toxins. Attaching a standard vac suit oxygen bottle to a belt-mounted feed will also supply a breathable atmosphere up for up to 6 hours.
Okay, you can roll because there's so many of you, you can roll 2d6, and however many you get is however many you were able to find.
Perfect rolls only. Perfect rolls only.
This is it.
Gonna be a 1.
That was a
You can't
great
roll
roll.
a 1 on a 2d6.
Oh wait, true.
So you have
She'd
9
find a way.
Atmo filters, which thankfully will cover everyone plus 1. You did it.
And then she also would have wanted, if there is one, to grab a glow bug.
Let me see.
And I can read that one too if you want.
Yeah, you could probably have one of those for sure. Go ahead.
Okay, perfect.
So yeah, a glow bug is a palm-sized disc, around the same size as the Amara. You probably look at it and it looks like a white line shunt, because the line shunt was black before you attached it to something, and this is around the same size, like a palm-sized disc, but white. And when turned on, it emits a white light, illuminating everything within 10 meters for 24 hours. And it's rechargeable as well.
Cool. I got a flashlight.
Smart.
Very
I
smart.
don't know if one of the grab chutes or.
You would not be able to get a TL5 version, but there might be one. Like, roll a D2. There might be one, maybe 2 available. Just in case you fall from a large height. There you go.
Oh.
So there's 2 available.
Okay.
So not the one that can operate from orbital heights.
Right.
So you can't jump off the space elevator. But if you were not that high, like maybe from a skyscraper, you could maybe jump off one of those and be okay. If you decide to do that.
I'm just thinking of like, what we might face in the coming. Yeah, I think I'll take one. And then there's another one that someone else wants to take, since you said we had two.
Sure. Otherwise, is there anything else that anyone was particularly wanting to... You want to take the second one?
Yeah, I'll carry it.
Yeah, go ahead and put that in your inventory.
Okay.
If there's anything else that anyone was wanting to take, I feel like for the most part, you're going into a city, so there's probably not any need for like a tent or anything of that kind. But maybe Gaius grabs like a survival kit just in case, and like you see Chandra with like, she's wearing what you would recognize as like probably a like oversized jumpsuit in the like strange like emerald green colors that the I believe the Jorhildian colors were like green and gray. So it's a emerald green color, and her clothes she puts into like a backpack that she found. And then like she walks towards the vehicles and looks a little sheepish and like stands a short distance away, trying to be like, I'm not gonna steal it from you this time. And then she like shrugs the backpack over her shoulders and she's like, so we're going back then?
Yes. To save the city. The whole
and
city.
She turns to Gelpy wherever she is, and she's like, and you can drop me off with Racket before?
Did you talk to your dad?
No.
Do you want to go talk to him together?
He didn't respect my wishes before. I don't think that I need to respect his now.
Chandra, I know you've been through a lot the past couple days, but he's still your family. And coming from someone that had to leave hers, I can tell you that you'll probably want to be with him as long as you can.
Just fine. But I don't need your help.
Okay.
I'll be fine. Just don't leave without me. And she like turns away from you, and you can see her like square her shoulders a little bit and then like stalk back into the building that her father was probably still like getting ready, and they don't have a bunch of stuff, but he has like, you know, change of socks because some of his melted off the other day. And
does he have a second pair of loafers?
I was gonna say the remnants of his snake boots or whatever.
Or, yeah,
snake
boots,
leather.
whatever they were.
No, I'm sure he just got a pair of boots that would fit him from like stuff left over in the like military lockers or something.
Coward.
Or he's just barefoot.
Could have worn them like bracers for your shin.
Shin guards.
I knew there was a word.
Bracers for
I feel like a conversation is had, but unless someone's in the building with them, I don't think we necessarily need to have me like chatting as two NPCs at each other. You hear like maybe some raised voices, and then like Chandra eventually storms out, and she like looks at you, Gelpy, and then like gets in the grav vehicle in front and not the ATV behind. And a little bit afterward, her father would exit the building as well, looking, you know, just as sad and tired as he has this whole time since he didn't make it to the ship and lost all of his power, and like gets in the ATV behind. Who else is going to be sitting up in the front, and who's going to be in the vehicle at the back?
I think Cupid would kind of just finish packing up and pop into the back ATV.
Okay.
Figures
And you've got
Scar
all of your
would go in
you
the
got all
back.
of your okay. You've got all of your extra spare parts in the back of the back seat of the transport.
Yeah. Just snuggling all my tools and
I would feel like Saji would want to, or sorry, Cubit, and I feel like everybody would want to make sure that I'm not sick, I guess, before I get in the vehicle.
Oh, yeah,
you don't want me in the vehicle before.
Do you want to give him another scan, I guess?
Yeah. Probably when we woke up, actually, in the morning.
Yeah, that would be the best.
To Cletus, and I would have said, Cletus, how you feeling this morning after the lift and the tea? Any better?
I'm feeling a lot better now.
Oh,
I'm still kind of weak, but I feel like I'm not as, like, I haven't coughed in like a couple hours now. I know that my throat feels better.
I'm really glad. And you were able to sleep? At least a bit?
Yeah, I slept really good.
Good.
Other than I kept hearing Uskar snoring.
Yeah, if we get off and we get off the planet, and we get this ship.
Are you asking me if we can get off?
No, I'm saying I'm really flustered. What
do you want to do? What are you asking?
We should make sure that his room is soundproof, because I've been snoring this whole time.
He's loud.
Really loud.
He sings in his sleep too.
and he snores in an accent too. Did you notice that? I didn't know you could snore like a weird accent.
It's like a weird, like, barbaric snore.
Yeah, I thought it was a bear the first night, but we were inside and it couldn't have been a bear. Well, actually, no, we were outside. No, it was Uskar.
It sounded like a dinosaur, like a T-Rex.
Yeah,
what's a T-Rex?
It's 100% like, and then on the way out, it's oh.
Oh God.
Yeah, we're gonna have to ask Cuba if she can, soundproof the ship a little bit, because I can't sleep with that. I wish the old captain would have told me, because that's really loud.
Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better.
Gelpy will probably, if Cletus will let her, she'll probably do just another bioscanner, just to make sure.
Yeah, go for it.
So she'll like.
There's still.
Scan you like a. I don't know. Is there like a beam that?
It's very much the tricorder in Star Trek, right?
Okay.
Like that's very much what it is. And you'll notice that like there's still the presence of lift in his system, and like the white blood cell count is a little higher because it's amped up his natural immune response. But the presence of whatever virus or bacterial infection was causing him like lung problems is like greatly diminished.
Awesome. Well, it looks like it's clearing up, Cletus, but let's keep an eye on it. If you start feeling weak again or anything, just let me know. I do still have some supplies left, but hopefully we can restock soon, and hopefully we don't get into a fight.
I still got all of my stuff. I just didn't know that shot you gave me would work. I didn't know to use it.
Yeah, well, if you have some, I think we'll be good. And
yeah, I still got a bunch of stuff here in my bag if you want to take a look, but I think we're okay.
Awesome. Well, hopefully we don't have to use it on anyone else. I would like to get us all out of here safely. So
I'd probably get up and like grab my cane, slip on my shoes with no socks. And,
do you get into the front vehicle or the back one?
I don't know which has the room for me. Like he's not like a big guy, but he's not
ATV
like tiny.
is an 8-seater vehicle, and the grab vehicle is a 5-seater, so it's significantly smaller. I was gonna say, but more.
Uskar would tell you to get in the ATV with him.
Okay.
Hey, Ties, come sit with me.
I'm coming.
Okay, so the ambassador, Cletus, Uskar, and Cubit are all in the back. I think Chandra, the lovely Gaius, just for tension. And who else is in the front one? Who's driving?
I mean, I think at this point, you know who's driving.
Captain.
I mean, it's sort of like a bus. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Totally.
Well,
at least this one doesn't have tires that'll pop.
We'll know
I was
who's
gonna
driving.
Ask, actually, is there anything that Amara could do that she would know to do to maybe like guarantee that the vehicle gets to where it needs to go? Like, do they need to like clean the tires or?
In terms of this one, it's not touching the ground.
Right.
So you're okay with that. No tires, no tires necessary. That's why this one's still working. When you turned it on yesterday, it's totally feasible that like Cubit, while she was messing around in the shop, could have made sure that it was running appropriately. There's nothing wrong with this car. It's fully charged. The battery's fully charged, and like so are the drones. You could absolutely have like done all those checks and everything.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool, awesome. That's what Amara's been doing while you guys have been chatting. And yeah, then she gets in the front car and kind of just says to everyone in the back, "Everybody ready?
Ready.
Gelpy, come sit with me." Also, Gelpy, you're muted.
I was ready. I was muted too. I was like, ready.
Yeah, Gelpy will grab shotgun
Okay.
and she'll pull out her compad and pretend that she's like gonna be like the map bearer, but we know where we're going.
Right. Because you
Try to be helpful.
This girl's like hanging out the window, like, Capitan, we are ready
And I just like thumbs up.
to
out
go.
the window.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thumbs up.
Okay.
Okay.
So, my first question is, do you decide to go back through or stop near Racket's neighborhood before going to the elevator?
I think, yeah, like that. Yeah, no.
Okay, because
Gelpy-
Chandra is
Gelpy,
definitely insistent that like she said to Gelpy, and probably when you get in the car and like take a seat in the driver's seat, Chandra is definitely like, please, like, if we're not gonna stay and talk to him, just drop me off nearby Racket's apartment. I won't say anything about you all and the ship if you don't want me to yet, but I've been away already for, well, it feels like a long time, and I just want to be able to say my goodbyes properly.
What
Amara.
did your dad say? Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine.
He wants to make sure that you guys come back, but I trust that if there's room, you will. And if there's not, then I'm where I want to be, so.
And you wouldn't lie to us?
I mean, you can ask him if you want to.
And before we get on there, Gelpy will probably get out of the car.
Okay. The ambassador is like in the back. I guess like Cletus and Uskar, are you like in the front of
Yeah, I'm in the front pretending I'm driving.
And
He's got
Cubit,
his own
you're
plastic wheel.
Oh yeah, because we're towing it, aren't we?
Yeah.
you're towing it, yeah. And Cubit, are you like in the back, like counting all of your spare parts and like
Yeah, I
going
think
through?
the chair next to me has my bag, and I'm kind of like just taking.
He's looking at photos of her sad.
So the ambassador is sitting alone in the back seat of the ATV.
Gelpy will, as she walks past Uskar, she'll give him a little like salute and like acknowledge that he's driving.
Yes.
And then she'll go back to the ambassador
Mm.
and she'll just kind of softly like say to him, did you talk to Chandra earlier?
We had a conversation, yes.
And she told you she's wanting to stay behind if there are no seats?
She expressed to me that she is a grown person and I don't have any right to make her decisions for her. As the last time I tried to do so, it went horribly wrong. If it's what she wants. I still do hope that they do have room. Although, I mean, faith in all of you aside, I doubt anything that we do will get us off the planet safely. Perhaps it's better for her to stay.
All right, well, as long as, I mean, obviously you're not okay with it, but as long as you know that's what she's wanting to do, then we'll probably plan on dropping her off on our way there, and we'll come back and get him. But I have to be apart from my family, and I just want to make sure that you two are being honest about what you want in this.
And he looks at you like you see a little, like, not a smile, but like a consideration in his expression. Like he didn't really think about like empathy when he was practically being like, you know, trying to kidnap his own daughter. And he looks down and he nods and he says, I don't think any of us wanted to be in this situation, but you haven't killed me yet, so I must respect that you will try your best as much as you have up to this point to save everyone. And he looks a little confused at that, but
Gotta try. Well, I'll, are you good back here? Do you need anything? If not, I think we might want to get on the road.
I'm fine, thank you.
Okay, and she'll, like, waltz her way back, give Uskar another, like, little salute.
Guys,
Looking good, Uskar.
thank you. You're doing good, Gulpy of the Wilts.
Nudge Cletus.
Hey, you see that? Yes.
Yeah.
I am doing good. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so
Yeah, and Gelp will get
I
back.
like how Cletus always is like super like calm, and then whenever he's involved, it's like, yeah, I get you, dude. Almost like two buddies that like always kind of like, oh,
Yeah.
you've been working.
Yeah.
You've been working
Guys
together
have known
for
each
a
other.
while.
No, I'm just saying, like, he's always just like real calm, and then whenever Uskar says something, he like turns kind of into like a guy pal from like college or something.
Yeah,
man.
it's a really.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I get
Yeah,
it.
bro, you got
yeah.
I get it, dude.
All right, so y'all start off on the road. You don't have to make a roll because there's not any terrain issues with a vehicle. It's not got tires. It's a very smooth ride. You might be reassured by that, Amara. And you head back towards the city. As you get on your way, the city grows like taller in front of you, and you can see starkly how bare and barren the entire landscape around you has become. When you had originally approached the city on the forklift and walking through, there had of course been like brush and the medicinal herbs that you'd gathered and the lizards and various other very shy but still existent fauna, and now it's just utterly silent and very barren. But all of that aside, you do manage to get to the city unaccosted. And as you drive through the streets, you'll notice that what used to be quiet and unassuming, but not like broken or anything, all of the storefronts that you passed when you originally came through the city have been broken and looted. There's not necessarily a ton of people out, but the people that you do see going from one building to another are wearing the same Atmo masks that you gathered from the military base, but probably like a lesser civilian version. And most, if not all of them, are armed. When you pass the outskirts of the city, I don't think you pass directly by one of the greenhouses, but you can definitely see glinting in the like on the edge of the city farther in front of you as you kind of turn in to go towards the center of the city. You can see the nearest greenhouse against the rising sun and probably a crowd of people at its base. But you turn in and go towards Racket's neighborhood?
Yeah.
Do you you will notice that where they had attempted to they were attempting to take down the barricade in order to get vehicles out when you left. Like whatever moves they had made to do so had been halted, so it's like half down. And there had been 2 guards at the front, but now there are probably double that. There's 2 that are not as visible, but you can see them behind the semi broken down barricade, and there's definitely like people in the upper windows like in sniper positions, but those have also been like semi barricaded, so they can't just be shot at. There are the weapons fire damages from the fight that you had before, and if you are like particularly curious, you could probably make out that there's no doubt been other skirmishes since then. There's still outside the barricade and kind of like off a little ways a few no doubt more stinking piles of something underneath tarps that if you were curious would probably be the Jorhildians that you encountered before that haven't been taken care of or moved in any way. And yeah, that's what you see when you approach the outside of the neighborhood.
Well, Chandra, you sure you want to stay?
I don't think we should be leaving a young child here.
Yes, we can't, but she wants to. And she's a woman, so she knows what she wants to do.
She has that decision and she has that opportunity, but she's also at an age where I think we should be making that decision, right? Like,
Yes.
I don't think we should leave her here.
What are we to decide?
The ambassador is in the back of your guys' car, and he just says, when you're like arguing about this, he says, that's her decision to make.
Yes, I see. Finally.
And he like looks like in the middle distance out the window towards the barrier. Is anyone in the front car attempting to like stop Chandra or say anything before she gets out?
Yeah, she's only 12. I don't.
No, she's not 12. She's 16, right?
16.
Yeah. She's only 12.
I think Gelpy was trying, right?
Yeah, I'll probably like turn back to her and say, You sure this is what you want, Chandra?
And she looks towards the apartments that probably used to be like exciting and like butterflies in her stomach for her because it was where Johnny lived, and now look like a small military compound and definitely not friendly. And she swallows a little bit and she says, yeah, I mean, Bracket's there. And, well, Johnny's still there. And we still, maybe they haven't held a service for him yet. You'll come back for me if there's room. I know it'll be okay. It's not like they don't know me.
Okay, well, and just a question about how compads work. Do you have to like add someone as a contact?
Yeah, you'd have to have their like contact information. You can't just like be like, I'm just gonna send this to random person I don't know. Dial in a bunch of numbers.
QR code.
You gotta page them 000.
So Gelpy will pull out her compad, and I'm assuming Chandra has one as well.
Yeah, she can have one. Most people have one.
Okay. I'm assuming she's like 16. She probably loves her compad.
Oh yeah, she's on it all the time.
It's like her favorite thing. Gelpy will pull out her compad and say, if something while we're negotiating the ship goes wrong, or you need to get out, we will come get you. It looks like maybe they've been running into some trouble and Racket doesn't exactly know that we're dropping you off here. So your dad wants you to make this decision, wants to respect it, and I'll respect it as well, and I think the crew here all will. But
And she looks a little bit grumpy when you say like your dad respects your decision, and there's like you can see in her eyes and on her face very clearly there's the like, well, now he does, a little too late, you know.
Yeah.
But she nods and she'll give you her or take your information.
Is everyone here in agreement that she needs to go, or is it just everybody listening to her feelings?
I think
is this everyone wants her to go to be happy?
Amara feels like we're gonna come back for sure, so she's comfortable with that for that reason.
Yeah, Iskar is just trusting Gelpy's word that we'll come back.
Because I'm trying to
he thinks we have to come back and
use...
save a full city of people, right? So he's like, of course we have to come back.
I'm trying to decide if I'm supposed to be using like my charisma and my saving throw here to fucking save her, you know, like to get her to stay. You're in the back car
too, so you'd have to like get out and go up to the front car to do it too.
Yeah, I don't know if this is where a situation where you guys, and I'm asking the team, like, if this should be like, Cletus, come in and use your talk to save her from going, or is this where like everyone here is completely wanting her to go so she's happy, kind of thing?
I think it seems like so far your character's the only one that's been remotely opposed.
But I think it's mostly like her father has kind of. Her father has kind of given up on like trying to because of the drastic and like horrible results of trying to interfere the first time. He's, you know, finally giving her autonomy, and I feel like most of the rest of the crew is respecting that autonomy, especially given the fact that things are incredibly difficult at all right now, and that none of you really know if you're going to make it out of here alive. So giving a young woman what she wants on what could be the eve of everyone's death is probably...
Because I've seen a lot happen in 20 years, and our situation is very frail, and it doesn't seem like the situation where I personally, as a character, would want to see a young child dropped off on a city street in the middle of... Okay,
so maybe like the conversation... The conversation happens in the front car, and then Chandra like gets out and steps out of the car and walks like a little bit away, like a yard away, and then turns back to look at the ATV where she knows her father is. And then you have a moment, if you want to, as Cletus, to get out and approach her.
So I don't know for sure why they're dropping her off, right? I haven't heard the story yet.
No, we've had the conversation out loud in front of like everybody that she wanted to go back to Rackets. Yes, that conversation has been had. Maybe she hasn't explained to you like directly why, but you do know.
I was in bed when everybody was out talking.
There was a big fight too.
I don't think I know why she's getting out of the car.
They did have a discussion in the building, her and her father, but we just didn't
okay, gotcha.
Narrate it because it would just be me arguing with myself.
Gotcha. No, that's okay. I'm just trying to understand the situation a little bit better. And I know my character is a very like he's to himself in the bar, and lately he's been very open to more people and caring about more people. And for him to watch a young child get dropped off on a city street, he doesn't understand what's going on. So I think my first reaction would be, why are they dropping her off? What's going on?
Because she wants to stay. She wants to be with her dead boyfriend, his body.
Wait, she wants to stay here with the person that can't help her?
Yes, but then we're going to come back. Right, Cubit?
How do you know that?
Because we talked about it. We had a long discussion. You were sleeping, silly.
No, I get that. I'm just saying, like, how do we know she's gonna be safe?
Cubit will pop up and say, "We don't. But this is her choice." And I think if any of us were in this position, I think we would want that sort of respect.
Yes, also she is a woman, so she is much wiser than us. Cletus. There is maybe something that she knows that we do not know.
Alright, so you're all okay with this?
Yes.
Her dad is still like in the back of the car, like looking out like into the middle distance.
You want to say goodbye? Maybe you want to say goodbye, Cletus. Do you want me to call her over before she leaves? You can't do that.
Like crawling out of the car window. You can't do that.
You lowered, like, you lower the window and
Yeah.
it, like, stops halfway because, like...
Okay.
I mean, if she comes over, I'm gonna tell her that she probably shouldn't go.
Chandra! I'm like half out because the window won't open, right? Chandra! Come here!
She, like, turns
Please?
to you, and there's a little bit
Waving.
of, like, a glare on her face, but she, like, walks back over and she's like, what?
Hello, it is not me. Can you come around to the other...
Like pointing to the passenger side.
I do not know the name. To Cletus!
And she does. She goes around.
I roll the window down. So, why are you getting out here? We're going to the ship now.
I don't know why I have to explain I'm staying with Racket, and I haven't had the chance to say goodbye to Johnny, and since Gelpy said that once you figure out how many seats are available, you'll already be coming back,
See.
and Johnny won't be coming with us. It's fine.
I think you'll be safe if you stay with us, though, and we'll take you to the ship, and you'll be able to get out of here with us. I don't want you to be here when
I'll
you
be
know,
safe with Racket. He won't let anything happen to me. He didn't before. And she looks a little sad, being like, yeah, but something happened to Johnny, but she doesn't say that out loud.
All right. Well, if that's the decision you have to make, like everybody else said, I have to let it happen. But I don't feel like you're going to be safe, especially on these streets.
It's right there. I'll be fine.
Okay, I'll let you go.
And she, like, looks back to the back of the car where, like, she knows her dad is, and then, like, sets her face a little and sets her shoulders, and then turns around and, without saying goodbye, just starts walking away.
Goodbye, little one! Okay, Cletus, you drive.
I'm gonna get into the back while we start to take off.
Get my plastic steering wheel.
If we're moving, I don't know.
Yeah, I would
don't know how
imagine
long it
Amara
takes.
would like wait till she gets to the.
Yeah, she, like, gets up to
inside the building.
Yeah, she gets up to the barricade, and you see, like, one of the guards, like, recognizes her and, like, exclaims and then, like, yells back to someone else. And then maybe you see the very tall, very thin shadow of Racket, like, coming from behind the barricade, and, like, you see her go back, and yeah, everything's fine. So
I'm curious to know what Gelpy would be doing if she sees Racket.
She's, you know, when like little kids get in the front seat and they hide in like that space where your feet go. She would have just like tried to melt as far down as she could, and just like is hiding down there for a minute.
Yeah, with Amara noticing that too, she kind of sticks her thumb out the window and starts to drive the car forward.
all right, so you leave Racket's neighborhood, not having yet resolved the tension there, and head towards the massive pillar of the space elevator that is currently probably from the level of the surface of the planet. You haven't, the rest of you, not Gelpy obviously, because you came from this direction when you went up to the ship at Sean City. But the rest of you notice the peculiar grace and sort of kelp-like movements of the entire elevator as it waves in the atmosphere. And you can see, like, if you squint a little bit against the light, because the sun is still rising and not yet overhead, you can see the glimmer of a ship or two in the upper atmosphere attached to this, like, impossibly massive pillar of metal and plastic and glass. And as you drive closer, you'll notice that there seems to be a crowd at the base of the elevator. And as you approach it, you probably have to slow down, because there appears to be an amount of people currently occupying the plaza at the base of the elevator where freight would be loaded and unloaded. And we'll see what they're up to and how they respond to you when we get back from this short break.
I was hoping they'd just like let us walk on and we take.
Yeah, I'm sure this.
I knew this was gonna happen.
I'm sure this
though.
luxury space cruiser is definitely completely undefended, and no one is.
that, right?
Yeah.
Man.
Take that.
All right.
Frick.
We'll be right back, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. We've got something cool for you on the break. Stay tuned. Oh, and that didn't work. Hold on. There we go.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the final part of the final episode of the Bystanders. I hope that you are all excited to see how our intrepid crew fares against, well, this crowd. So you are in two vehicles. One's being towed by the other via just communicating via computer, and you're coming down a fairly wide avenue towards the open plaza that is at the base of this elevator shaft. And usually there would be an amount of freight trucks going back and forth on this avenue from various parts of the city, bringing cargo to the ships that come and go. But obviously everything has been put on pause. There are still some empty and maybe with windows broken trucks that you can see in the plaza, but they're none of them active, and any of them that you can see the backs of have been either opened up by manually opening them or prying them open and divested of any of their cargo that they did have. And there's a small, maybe like a dozen or 2 dozen quote unquote mob of people that are standing around the base of the elevator in the plaza. There are a few tents that have been set up, so you know that these people have been here for some time. But it's not like an active situation. It seems more like maybe some form of protest or like long form situation. It's been at least a few days that this whole thing's been going crazy. But yeah, as you've noted, the any cargo that had been in these trucks at the base of the elevator had already been looted. And whomever is in this crowd, it's hard to tell what they want or do not want from the people on the elevator, at the elevator, or on top of the elevator, whether it's working or not. So what do you do?
Amara's gonna pull over, of course. I think definitely stop the vehicle, kind of look over to Gelpy, and
do you attempt to, like, when you see the crowd, do you attempt to like hide the vehicle or like?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So first thing that I see, like, pull over next to it.
Yeah. Do you want to use probably pilot and pilot or stealth and dexterity?
He's like, rolling? No, don't want to do that.
Do you want me to roll? No. Is there a choice? Because
pilot and sneak or dexterity.
Okay. Let's do. Okay. You pilot and sneak.
Pilot or sneak.
Or sneak. Okay. So I will do pilot if that's cool. Thanks for giving me the option. That was nice.
Yeah.
Look at you being nice.
I mean, if I could do pilot and sneak, but unfortunately you can only use one skill and one attribute, so.
Right, that would be silly. Okay, I'm gonna use pilot, and here we go. It's an 8.
All right, so with an 8, like, you are able to notice the crowd and like pull over perhaps into an alley. You don't think that anyone has noticed you, at least no one's reacted like they did. It helps that your vehicle isn't like making sounds because it's not touching the ground or on the street. So it definitely helps you a lot in terms of you're able to just park and in this alleyway. And perhaps because the rest of you were behind another car in front of you, Uskar, Cletus, and Cubit, you don't necessarily see what Amara saw. So you just notice that you suddenly go off of the main road and turn into a side street.
Yeah. What's going on? Uskar?
I'm not no.
I'm gonna like crawl up to the front. We can all see the people? Yeah.
If you get out of the vehicle, you can go like because you're now in like a side alley, so there's a building in the way.
Oh, okay.
But if you go out to the main street, like, yeah, you can see that there's people there. It was just because there was another car right in front of you that you didn't have visibility like Amara did.
Okay. So then I'll just kind of like hang my hand out the window, thumbs up or down, back and forth.
Okay, we are getting the bad thumb.
Can I say,
what's a bad thumb?
It is the bad thumb, it is the down thumb.
Yeah, you can send a message on the compad. You have that ability.
Okay, so I think
probably you should send it to not not Cletus, because he's just like, what is a comm? I don't know what this is.
What's this technological thingy?
Oh gosh. I think Cupid at this point would try to either reach out to Gulpy or Amara.
Okay. So Amara, you open up Cupid, you open up the the text file to, or like maybe do you call her or do you open up like a text app or something?
I think like some sort of walkie-talkie sort of.
Okay, yeah, there's totally a walkie-talkie ability. So as you like bring out your comm pad, Amara, like you hear on your own pad, like Cupid, there's like the like, and then
Captain, come in.
Howdy. Yep, I'm here.
Howdy.
Cap.
Howdy.
What we're turning off. What's
Yep, there's an amount of people in forward ahead of us at the bottom of the elevator. We're gonna stop and resituate.
All right, we'll get out and see you in a sec.
All right.
Over and out.
Over and out.
Wait, did she say an amount of people?
Yes.
What does that mean?
I guess
What's
we'll
an
find
amount
out.
of people?
Iskar's doing like hand, like varying sizes, like.
So you pull off into this alley and you're able to like park the cars so you can get out without being in visible range of these people. So yeah, it's this part of town near the elevator is probably like fairly well to do. So like everything's still probably fairly clean, aside from the vehicles at the plaza by the elevator themselves that have been harassed a bit. So you, who gets out of the car?
We scroll, get out. I'll come around, open the door for Cletus and for Cubit.
Thank you, buddy.
Yes, you are
Thank
welcome. Anything for you?
Where are we going?
To the, point to the truck, the truck in front of the Capitan.
And as
Okay.
he points, I'm getting out of the front seat.
Capitan.
Yeah, Gilby will get out as well.
What are we doing?
We've got people ahead. It looks like maybe a protest of some kind. I don't know. It doesn't look good.
Can we see, like, do we have any sort of like binoculars, or are we able to like identify them?
Should have grabbed that
was in the
from the
list.
box. It was the list, and I almost said it at the end.
We didn't.
It's the
you-
future. Like,
do you
why
ask
can't we
that
just scan the room?
out
Like, scan
loud?
the area.
Actually, you, do you ask that out loud or?
Well, I'm asking in general, like, if we have any tools, like, out of character,
Yes.
to see if we can, like, see if they're armed or anything.
So you would see, like, on Uskar's backpack, he has a pair of binoculars hanging off.
I think Cubit will kind of walk over and, Uskar, can I
Yes.
borrow those?
Yes.
The binoculars on your bag.
Yes. I cannot find them, but yes.
Cubit will kind of just like, you're turning,
Yes.
looking, and I'm trying to like get to the back of your bag.
Okay.
Like,
It was
Yes.
on your list. There you go. I didn't even you realize you got it there. Okay. All right.
Comes
okay.
with a survival kit, I think.
There you go. Perfect.
nailed it.
Yes. If you can find them.
I'll turn around.
Okay. I, grab them and unclip them from the bag and.
Hmm.
Wow. We have been looking for those all day.
I found them.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay,
I'm
so
bowing.
you have a pair of binoculars. So do you like go to the end of the alley and take a gander?
I think I would like to, kind of peep my head out, not fully exposed, but sort of just around the corner, see if I can get a glimpse of what the people are doing, or if they're armed
Okay.
or dangerous.
Is it more important to you to not be seen, or more important to you to see them? So are you rolling like sneak, or are you rolling notice?
See, I don't know, because I don't.
Which do you have
What-
better numbers for?
Let's see.
Yeah, that's probably a good.
I mean, it's also good to be like fictionally. Would Cubit be like, or is she going like, let me take a look?
I
You know?
think
Full head around the
she's
corner.
thinking about the crew, and she's probably thinking about how the safety of the crew is more important. And since there's
Okay.
a group of people in a dire situation on the planet, she'd probably be more sneaky.
Okay, so roll sneak and I would say intelligence, because this is kind of like trying to like take a gander at like what the what the situation is.
Okay.
That would make sense.
All right. Roll.
You also have to be really careful for Uskar right now because his voice is very loud. So everything he says, we have to be like, shh. Shh.
All right, I rolled a 10.
Nice.
Whoa.
Okay.
Hello.
So
Ooh.
you're definitely not seen. There's like this whole like Pink Panther moment where you like around the corner of the alley, and you can see the little like glimmer off of the binoculars, but you have like suddenly like camo like all over your face, and you can. There's probably within on this side of the elevator, which is you would know because you've worked or at least been around this elevator before from the upper level, that there's one side that's open and where you access it. So this is probably the only side where there's people on it guarding the entrance or the open bay where you would lift cargo and passengers. You see about probably like a dozen and a half, so like 18 people, I guess, that are like varying ages from perhaps like a young adult to like middle aged. No one like older than that, and no one like child. They appear to be dressed like civilians, but some of them, especially the ones that you can see are kind of like on the outskirts of the group, and like when you focus closer to the base of the elevator, also some like very close to the closed bay doors are also armed. They're armed in a similar way to Racket's men would have been, so they have like easy to obtain like a regular laser pistol, nothing like military or exceptional. No rifles or like really long range or high powered weapons. Okay. They're probably like just getting up, talking amongst each other. You notice that there's a camp stove that someone is cooking something at, which probably reminds you of like when you were eating rations the night before, because like you can tell that it's nothing fresh. And you can see that within the camp itself there are like several smaller cargo pods that you would recognize from when like Uskar had been loading and unloading the ship, that are probably around the size that would be loaded onto the elevator. So they're probably ones that they've obtained from the vehicles around, that these people have like built their camp around to kind of like guard.
Okay. Cubit will kind of Pink Panther her way back into the alley, and return the binoculars to she'll kind
oh my god, Cubit, where did you come from? I didn't see you there.
Oh, wow.
Where
You're
was
so
she all this
sneaky.
time?
Okay, how did it go?
So
Thank
it looks like there's a group of people around the base of the elevator shaft.
Yes.
It looks like they've kind of built up a camp there.
Wow.
Some of them are armed, but I'm not sure if it's to prevent people from getting on the elevator or if they have taken control of it. I'm not quite sure. And kind of look over at Gelpy and Amara. We might be able to use one of the drones that we have to investigate further. I don't know. What do you guys...
Okay. Do they look angry?
They look like they've been outside for a few days.
Okay, so
Wait, when
angry?
you say outside, do you mean like our group outside? Or like
They have
not...
They've got a camp set up. Looks like they've kind of guarded it with some cargo containers, and they're setting up shop.
Would you say they're trying to get out of here too?
Maybe.
Quick question, Blue Jay. From what we know about space elevators, would we like? Are they all the same? Do they have like a similar?
Every city
layout
on this planet. Every city on this planet is built on the exact same blueprint.
Me and Uskar would know it super well then.
Yeah.
Like super well. We've done it every day for 20 years.
Yeah.
So.
You've done it for a long time, yeah.
I was there for a month, I think I said. So.
I've done it for 20
Well,
years.
and Cletus, you've definitely gone back and forth from this planet to other planets doing your like delivery route. It hasn't just been this one, but you've definitely been to this planet multiple times for sure.
Okay, that's helpful. Gelby will kind of chime up and say, Cubit, how is it just that main entrance you saw people around, or do you think Cletus and Uskar, do you know if there would be another entrance we can maybe try and sneak in?
There is multiple entrances, yeah.
At the top of the elevator, you can come in.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm very familiar with the top of the elevator, but not downstairs, not so much. They only send things down.
When I was here one time, was doing this one job, we had to there was a guy in the town that had some really good bourbon, and I had to come meet him, and he didn't want to meet people. I can't remember how it went, but he didn't want to meet people out front.
It was definitely like there was a planet that was entirely dry. You weren't supposed to have any alcohol on it at all. And like you had to load up from like the repair entrance or something like that. Yeah, definitely. It's you would remember Cletus though that like this was in your younger days, and the back part isn't an elevator, it's a ladder. It's a very long ladder.
Extremely long ladder. I remember that now. I remember it was like took me a long time. Took me like an hour to get up there. And
wow.
Oh yeah, Uskar, you might be okay with it, but I know I can't do it like I used to.
Cletus, you have me, Uskar. I can carry you up anything. I will climb the whole space elevator with my hands. I've always wanted to.
What else could you climb it with?
I mean, you do have 2 grab chutes in case you fall.
No. Amara's not okay with this. I'm uncomfortable.
Capitan, do you not like heights?
No, I do not actually.
Why?
Huge fear of heights. Because you fall and you die.
Wait, we got grab shoots. It's fine.
Okay.
Would Amara be able to hack into from the compad? Would she be able to hack into the like base system of the elevator?
There's a lot of security on the
not without being like within Bluetooth distance. You're a bit far right now. Yeah.
Okay. So
like it definitely doesn't have the same security that like the military base has, so you don't necessarily need like a line shunt to access it, but you definitely have to be like in touching range, you know?
Okay. Yeah.
Like it'd be like trying to get your Apple like pencil to attach to your iPad from like 3 blocks down.
Well, I guess first we need to figure out, could you tell, like, if we try and engage with these people, I get a feeling that this could maybe turn out to be a fight, and that doesn't really look so good for our odds for getting a ship. So I guess we should maybe figure out, do we want to try and talk to them? Do we want to try and interact with them? Or do we want to try and get at least Amara closer? Maybe you could try and hack it, or we could send Uskar up the ladder, which that sounds kind of exciting.
Yes, ma'am. I'm okay to go up a ladder. I'll go up any ladders that we need.
But do we trust these people, or do we want to try and see what we can do first without interacting with them?
Okay, wait. Hubert, how many people were there?
I would say close to 20 people.
Okay, we cannot fight that many. We must talk.
Well, we have to consider why they're still at the base of the elevator, right? Either they can't get into the elevator, or the ship's full, or...
Well, you said...
Yes!
Did you see anybody that had, like, some defense, or, like, is it just those people that are eating out of their cans?
There were some people who were armed, yeah.
Are you think that they have the place like hostage, like protecting it?
It's possible.
Maybe they
We'd
can't
have to-
open the door. You're right.
We have to get some more details, but I don't think we can be seen while doing this.
We can go ask. They can
Yeah,
walk
one
up.
of us could go undercover.
Ooh, yeah.
I can do it.
Can you turn into like the secret space body thing?
I think
don't know.
Cupid.
I think
I
that'll
think that would be
noticed.
too aggressive. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I don't think.
I think Cupid under her breath is like, please.
Can you
don't do
turn
this.
into a dog? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah, send the
don't know
most
what
aggressive
Amara
one.
tries.
Definitely do it. Like when you under your breath say something, Gaius looks at you and it's like, do you want me to go up the ladder?
Yes, you can come
yes,
with
the
me.
ladder.
Me. Wait, how can I go into the city but also go up the ladder?
Uskar, you're great. I think we just need to gather some more details before we engage with these people.
Can't send the ambassador.
Hang on. Before
He's
you
still in the
guys go
car. He's
too
not
far.
even left the car. He's
Okay,
kind of
good.
just. Yeah.
He's done.
I'm telling you right now, if we, I know how we can get there. There's only a couple blocks away, and we can swing around to the back,
Yes.
and we can check because it might have changed since it's been a few years. I told you I don't remember very well. It might be more than a ladder now. I just remember there was a ladder that went up to the ship. Now maybe we can go sneak around, take a look.
Yes.
Cuba can do some checking, like do some searching with the scope, and if it's in a bad place, we can go talk to somebody. But I say we at least go check. We don't know.
Yeah,
Are
didn't
we
you
able
say
to?
you had a drone?
Yeah,
Sorry.
are we able to?
The drones that you have are just like hauling. They're
So they're like mechanical drones, not like survey drones or anything.
oh no.
Okay, cool.
They're the drones that you had are currently attached to the ATV and like, floating it.
And I don't see where it'd be an issue for us to park on the other side of the station.
You could definitely try and access it from the back side. The rear of the elevator doesn't have the open freight elevator. It's only on the one side, but like Cletus said, there's definitely a repair access from the back, but it's not an entirely second elevator. Elsewise, there would probably be someone over there.
What do you think, Kat?
How?
I think going the back way might be the safest, but getting me closer so I can try to see what's going on, at least on the tech end, would be helpful.
Yeah, if we get over there, at least then Cuba can look and see if there's like guards back there, some of those guys with the weapons.
Okay, so what? You go and hack, and then you come back, and then we are going to leave?
Well, I think after the hack, and we would decide if we are gonna try to, I don't know, talk to these people.
Okay.
So in general, do you guys want to get back in the car and like circle around to the back side of the elevator?
I think we should.
Yeah, if we know there's like a clear route that we aren't going to be seen.
I know the route very well, yeah.
Yeah, you can just like the side street you're on like would intersect with various main boulevards that are going towards the plaza, but you can definitely stay on the side streets and only have to cross the main street a couple of times. And there's like because you succeeded on the roll before, like there's not going to be too much interference. Like most people are probably like minding their own business, except for the people that have kind of claimed the space in the plaza. So if you wanted to, you could definitely just circle around through the neighborhoods, spoking out from the elevator plaza and come at it from the other side. So do you do that?
Yes.
Okay. So you come up to the rear of the elevator, and as Cubic kind of noticed before, most of the folks were clustered in the front because that's where the opening of the elevator shaft itself was. It had been closed in the front. The rear of the circular base of the elevator is not currently manned, but you do see that there are two people from the group that are doing like pacing around the elevator in turns. but there's not anyone like stationed at the door to the repair ladder it's closed, and you know from experience that it blends in fairly well with the metal of the base of the elevator, and if you weren't like specifically looking for it, it's intentionally subtle, but because like Cletus used it before to like smuggle things on and off your ship, like you definitely know it's there. But like I said, it's not another second elevator. It's like a one person wide ladder that goes up for people to be able to repair if the elevator gets stuck on any part of the shaft. They're able to like access it from there.
We got this.
So what do you do?
Well, here's my thought, if you don't mind, because now we've already seen it. We all looked.
Mm-hmm.
My thought is, Captain, these guys aren't aggressive, obviously, or they would be hurting people. We could see that. They're just trying to, what looks to be, and my thought is that they're just trying to protect it and keep people off of it. The only thing I can think of right now is that we have somebody go down there and just ask them what's going on, and don't let anybody else get seen, just that one person. Once they tell us what's going on, maybe you could look around to see if there's anywhere you can hack.
What if they take control of the situation with that person?
There's like a bunch of us, so about to fight back.
Guys, Uskar can go to protect.
We got Uskar. That's
Guys.
like a whole tank in itself.
We can be inconspicuous.
Yeah, I'd like to maybe send 2 people at least, so nobody goes in by themselves. And
Just 2 people wander off, like just going to check it out, see what's going on, ask questions.
Gaius like puts his hand on his like gun holstered, and he like steps forward and he's like, I'll go.
No. I think Gaius, I would rather you stay here with me and protect
No.
you. Yep.
I think
Cletus.
if anybody, I should go with my cane, because there's a potential chance that if they see an old fragile man like me, they won't shoot me.
Yes, I agree. And I think that Uskar should go with you.
Okay.
Do you intend to go unarmed?
No. Point to the. I have a really large
I got a gun
laser
in my
rifle
pocket.
on my
Yeah.
back. So the laser
Okay.
rifle's just sticking off. No. I'm pointing to it. Stupid.
Rude.
Stupid.
Okay, man, I'm sorry. But it was a dumb question to ask. You can see it.
I just think that if you are uncomfortable with me approaching with a weapon, then perhaps someone who's trying to guard something would be uncomfortable with anyone approaching with a weapon if it's a
That's
visible
true.
weapon.
That's true.
Okay, yes, you are very
Uskar.
right. But then they would take a size, look at Uskar's size, and they would say, okay, ma'am have to get at least 6 to 7 to 90 people to fight Uskar. Me, I'm not going to do that. But you are a little small man. You are very short. And you speak out against the women, especially the Capitan. You have no respect. And you take a shot at Chandra. He says no.
He has a point, though. Maybe you should leave the LMG behind.
Yes.
Do you have your pistol with you?
May not have a pistol. May have a knife. I pull out a knife.
I could give you my pistol and you can put it in your pocket.
But Uskar is good with the rifle. I do not know how to use a pistol.
Uskar, listen. If we walk over there and he sees that giant gun on your back, we might get shot.
I'm just gonna dramatically unbuckle it from my shoulders and let it like drop to like, okay, fine. We will take the knife. But if Uskar gets shot and then I have to stab someone afterwards, Uskar is going to say, Cletus, we should have taken the laser rifle.
I got my gun. I got my pistol in my pocket.
Okay.
So do you attempt to hide the gun before you approach these people?
I've already lost, like I said, like I unbuckled the laser rifle.
Oh,
off.
no, like that is not something you can hide on your person anyway. I'm asking Cletus if he attempts to hide the pistol.
It's in my pocket.
So because like you don't have like a concealed carry situation intentionally, in order to make it so that you can't visibly see, and you could definitely ask someone for help, like being like, okay, like no, you can't really see like under your jacket or whatever. But it would be
Well, I was gonna give him my pistol because I don't think I'd be able to use it.
Yeah, whoever needs to hide a pistol on their person and not have it be visible and not have themselves be visibly armed, I think it would be a probably a wisdom and sneak roll.
Okay.
Yeah, and I have no sneak.
And you could definitely have someone. You could have someone else help if you wanted to. But
I could help if you want.
Yes, please.
Could be like technical expert of hiding things.
Okay.
I do have sneak as well, so I can help.
Yeah, you do have to have the skill to be able to assist or have whichever skill you're assisting with. And you have to tell me how, but I think this one is probably just a 8 difficulty.
Oh, okay, that's easy. Yeah, we got this.
Do you have sneak, Cubit?
I do. I have a level 1.
Yeah, I have that too, so you should probably, it makes more sense, I think, for you to help with that.
Okay, so like Cletus, you hand your gun off to Uskrar, and Uskrar, what are you doing? Are you just like strapping it to your chest with tape, or what's the situation?
I think Uskrar, in all honesty, would like he'd probably put it next to his genitals. Like with
shove it in your pants
with like the with the grip kind of sticking out with it sticking out, and then he would try and like
shoves
cover
the
it.
gun in his pants.
Okay.
I think Cuba would walk over and do you have the safety on?
Me, I'm not know what that is.
Okay.
Guns are not safe, Cubit.
Yes, and you're
Okay,
I'll pull it back
close
out.
to your okay.
Yes, okay. What is the safety? Is it the bullets?
Yeah, that button right there. Just like press that button.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Now let's try to hide this a little bit. Kind of like navigate around Uskrar's.
In the backpack, maybe behind? In the pants?
Yeah.
In the socks?
Let's try. Can you reach under your bag?
Okay.
Is that a good spot?
Yes.
All right.
We can put it in the bag, but then I have to take off the bag.
I think maybe a spot under your bag.
Okay.
Kind of just.
I'll try and like stuff it between my bag and my back and just push my back against it very tightly the whole time.
Okay, so Cubit, can you roll wisdom and sneak?
You got it. Skills. I'm rolling. Oh, I got a 5.
Oh no.
Oh.
Uskrar,
Okay.
you Cubit's like maybe and it's not helping at all.
Okay, I will go ahead. Sneak in wisdom, right?
Yep.
2.
Oh, that's gone. That idea's out of the window.
So here's the thing. You managed to get like the gun pressed between the backpack and your back, but you're walking very stiffly, and it might be fairly obvious to everyone looking at you that like you're hiding something or being weird or just not in general. And if you like accidentally like relax your shoulders, it just falls to the ground.
Okay, I think this work. Yes.
I think we're ready.
Yes.
Okay.
Straightening my back as much as I can.
So I start like hobbling with my cane slowly towards the guy.
Would we okay, I just have a question on a roll that's already being assisted.
Mm-hmm.
If I wanted to like look and see how well it was hidden.
Okay. Here. Multiple PCs can try to help, but the acting PC can't earn more than a +1 total bonus. So he rolled a 2, so at most he could get a 3.
Yep, never mind.
You would have to take a dramatically different tack in order to have like a success. Like try and do something else instead. Leave the weapon. It will be obvious that he's trying to hide something if it doesn't just fall to the ground in front of them. Like you can see that there's like he's walking.
I think it does like after
his butt.
We're walking, like after we start to walk away, because Cletus said he was walking away, so it probably falls out like as we're walking.
You don't even
does
notice.
I don't even think he notices.
Wait,
Okay.
wait, does it fall out before we even get close to anybody, so you just don't have it anymore?
I
I
think
think
so.
that
Yeah.
I think that with a failure that drastic, rolling a 2, that it makes sense that like as they're walking away, like probably far enough away that you can't just yell at them because the people might hear you. Like you just see the gun clatter to the ground and they can move forward.
We don't even have a gun now.
Okay, we are
It'll be
good.
fine.
Cletus, we are going on an adventure. Do not say anything stupid.
I will wait.
And we will
You
not
gotta
get
not
killed.
say stupid stuff too.
We do not say
Oh, are
anything
you-
stupid.
You're approaching in the middle of the plaza. You're not attempting to like hide going forward, and one of the two
Whoa, hang on, hang on.
Huh?
We were gonna interact with the guy that was patrolling around.
yeah, one of the two people patrolling around the back.
Okay, just
like,
making sure.
Yeah. It's not the full group in the front. You're
Okay.
definitely still is just one person. One of the two people patrolling in the back notices you and stops. And like when you're within like not yelling too loud distance, he says, "Halt." And it's a young man. He's probably like his like mid 20s to early 30s. He's wearing what looks like a generic I don't know, maybe like a faded denim jacket that he thinks looks really cool with
Nice.
some pins from bands you don't recognize. And he has just like black jeans and button up flannel shirt. It's all made of weird future materials, but he looks like the type of person that like he has longish hair that's like slightly wavy and like light brown. And if you had any idea about fashion, you would recognize that he's doing like some major throwback vibes. But he has a pistol in his hand and he's like aiming it towards the ground, so it's not like pointed at you, but it's definitely out since you've approached him. He says, "Stop there."
Hello. I wave.
Both of us look like two kids that just got caught with weed at the playground with the cops. Like, oh.
Hello.
What are you two doing here?
We have come to speak with you and to become a part of your city and your cult.
It's not a cult.
Okay.
We were just interested in what's going on. Like, we were at home over there, and we saw you guys had like a lot of people hanging out. What's going on here?
Me and the others, we've taken all of the what would be the word? Cargo, yeah. We've taken the cargo from the vehicles.
Okay.
And we're guarding the elevator
Why?
because the dickholes upstairs, they tried to come down and take everything. It's ours.
Okay. Was Glorious wondering which dick hole's upstairs? Because me, I'm only know of one dick hole and it is not upstairs. And why was it trying to take everything? May I not get it? Can you back up?
You've heard about everything going on, right? With the
Just
food
give him like a blank
being
stare,
gone,
like left and right.
Okay, no.
and the ships can't leave.
Okay, me, I'm hear that, yes.
Yeah, we know about that.
We know that,
about that
yes.
part. Yeah.
But we have a bad signal on our cable.
Yeah, we don't get good.
So we only get the
hey,
news once every few days.
If you two want to hear about everything, I can take you to, well, the folks in charge.
Yes, take us to your war leader.
And he motions you to like follow him around to the other side of the
Okay.
elevator. Do you go with him?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so he takes you to the other side of the elevator, and he's probably like eventually like following behind you. Maybe he like when you get to the edge, like there are two other like armed people who like just in civilian dress that like ask to like, you know, pat you down.
Hello.
And obviously don't find any weapons or whatever. Someone looks through your backpack and doesn't take anything. They're just like looking through your stuff to make sure you're not
Watching
gonna like
them.
steal their stuff.
Just to clarify, he does have the knife still.
Right.
And
Do
they
you
don't
still
see that? Do they not see that?
So I'd assume it's in my boots, which are the large metal. They're like the part of the vac suit armor that I have where it comes out of. So they'd be pretty deep down in there. Could you still hide them there?
I will roll to see if they are intelligent enough to like do a thorough search. They're not military people. So let me just
It's important that we find out about this knife because that's our lifeline.
They don't find it. No.
Nice.
Okay.
So they like just generically
I kind of look over at Uskar and give him like this.
He's a big stupid grin on him.
Like,
and then the long-haired gentleman who found you, like he points to someone else to go on his route, and someone replaces him, and then he brings you into the center of the camp where there's a larger kind of maybe industrial-sized electric stove that they're currently heating and handing out some kind of porridge on because it's still early in the morning. And there's an older woman with graying hair that's cut fairly short. She's wearing she's probably wearing like a mechanic's overall, and her hands are clean, but her nails have like the marks of like having been greasy for a long time. And she has a utility belt on her waist with various tools in it, and also a pistol at her hip. And she's serving up someone the porridge, and this gentleman comes up to her and says, excuse me, Margaret? And she looks back to him, and he's like, these two were asking about us on the other side.
Do I do a roll check to see if I know Margaret?
Sure. That would be, let me just check. What would be it'd be connect.
I feel like if she's in the food industry and working with these people, like I might know her.
She's not in the food industry. She's obviously some sort of mechanic or engineer.
Okay, never mind then.
Yeah. But she's just feeding these people because they all need food, and she's kind of made herself in charge. Yeah.
Uskar does a bow.
Okay.
Hello. It is nice to meet you, Your Highness.
You can call me Margaret.
Okay, Your Highness Margaret.
This is how he is. Don't worry.
Queen
He's
Margaret.
this way with everyone.
My name is Uskar of the Wickhiff, and this is my friend. He is very fragile and weak and does not pose anybody a threat at all. His name is Cletus of the Buford.
Buford here?
Yes, he's a bartender.
Right. What were you curious about now? We don't have, we've taken in the amount of people we can support.
Yes.
We don't have enough food for extra mouths.
Oh, we don't need food, ma'am. We're okay in food right now.
Yes.
We were just here to find out what's going on, and we was talking to your guard feller, and he said something about y'all had like some things happening, and he wanted me to come meet you. So we came to meet you.
Yes. We have stumbled in from the ways.
Yeah, we were just over at the house,
Yes, in the house.
Playing the old combat game.
Surviving in the house. In the wastes in the house.
In the house.
500 kilometers out. We had to walk all the way
Yeah,
there.
it was a long walk from my cane.
Yes. But we saw the people. We were thinking to myself, Whisker said to himself, South, there must be people at the city.
And then I was like, I think he's right.
Yes, and so we saw people, and we were saying to ourselves, we must go and find out what you are doing. If you're evil, with evil intentions, or if you're nice people. Are you a nice queen?
If you want to know what happened,
Okay.
they shut down everything, asked us all not to leave.
Okay.
My husband's ship got shot down.
Ma'am, sorry about that.
I'm sorry.
The people upstairs here
Okay.
started hauling cargo from these trucks up the elevator.
Mm-hmm.
And when it became apparent that this was going to be the only food we could get our hands on in quite some time, the rest of us decided to not let them.
Put a stop to it, right?
Okay.
So
Yeah, you did good.
Yes.
Did good.
Okay, but we have a question, Your Holiness.
Yeah, he's got a question.
Have you gone up the elevator to take the ship?
no, they have people up there just like we have people down here.
Okay.
They also
kind of-
have
what kind
the
of
elevator
people?
at the top now.
Are they dickholes?
Yes,
I mean,
you're a
they-
man with the long hair. He said something about the coals coming down.
God damn it. I wouldn't curse,
Okay. I'm sorry.
but they did attempt to take all of the cargo in a rather sneaky fashion. But we also, I mean, I didn't own any of this, but
He's nodding the entire time. Just doesn't stop.
Both of us are nodding at the exact same pace.
like I said, we don't have enough extra food to feed anyone else.
Yes, ma'am, understanding. But if you did, would you take us in?
Yeah, if we were in a situation where we really needed you
Hypothetically,
and
technically.
you needed us, could we come stay?
I'm sorry, I have no idea who you two are. And
I am
things have
Whisperer of the
gotten-
Weak Gift. Is a
I
Cletus
am
of the
Cletus
Buford.
Buford.
Yes.
Nice to meet you.
Yes.
Do a bow again.
I sincerely hope you two find what you're looking for, but we can't help you. No.
Okay. Thank you. Cletus, we should take our leave.
I'm bowing and walking away.
Thank you, ma'am, for
Thank
all
you.
your time.
Yes.
You have a wonderful day.
We will go back to
And
the Capitan. I'm in the
add
wasteland.
a little bit of pepper to that porridge. It'll get real good. I think they'll like it.
And she just looks at you like you're the two weirdest people she's ever seen in her life as you
Thank
walk
you.
away.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Cletus. What did we do?
I don't know. We gotta go tell them what we saw and tell them what happened.
Okay.
They don't seem to be giving a crap about the people upstairs. That's a decision we have to make, right?
Yes.
They don't care if we go up there. They just don't want to deal with them up there.
Yes.
I mean, she did say that the elevator was at the top of the shaft right now and that they couldn't just like go up there and that the people upstairs had defenses of their own, she was assuming, because she hasn't sent anyone up there.
So I guess we
Obviously,
start
because the elevator's up there.
the walk back.
Yeah, we gotta walk back to Captain.
And you get back with no problems. Nothing's wrong, and you can express to them like the things that Margaret told you.
We're waving from afar. Yeah, I guess we get up and
Captain!
tell them.
Capitan!
Give them a quick recount.
Okay, so there is somebody at the door, and her name is Margaret, Queen Margaret. They have a queen. They're a very, very good society. But she is...
She makes porridge.
Yes, she is making a big bowl of porridge, which is good. She feeds our people from the heart. But they have no room for us.
They
But
can't
Cletus,
take care of
tell
us.
them about the dick holes.
Yeah, there's a dick hole at the top. And it
What?
keeps people from going
Hold
up
on.
there.
Yes.
Wait,
What?
what? I haven't heard of this dick hole you speak of.
Yes.
It's at the
It was
top.
actually
and
dick holes. There are more.
There's multiple dick holes at
Yeah,
the top,
And they keep you
preventing
from
it from...
We had
getting to the top?
Yeah, you can't
Yes.
go all the way to the dick holes.
exactly. So the dick holes, they have the elevator at the top, and they are keeping it. But the dick holes were stealing from the people on the bottom, from Queen Margaret, and so they closed the doors, and they're on defense against the dick holes.
Because the dick holes took all their stuff,
Right.
their food.
May I not know if this is alien race or something Urskror has not seen before.
Just
But-
dicks. I
Is
don't
it a
know
royal
what to
family?
tell
I don't
you.
know.
Yes, I'm not sure.
God.
I'm thinking that ship up there is more than we think.
Hey,
We're supposed to get
Captain.
off when there's dicks.
How are we supposed to get off with dick holes? Captain, listen. They also said, Captain, they also said that... They also said that there was the elevator was at the top, and the dick holes wouldn't let it come down. So we
Yes.
got to figure out how to get the elevator down.
So we climb.
But I will tell you this: she did make it sound like she didn't give a shit what we did.
Yes.
Okay.
Right, Uskar? Like, she didn't care if we went up there. She just doesn't want them to come down.
Yes, she gave Uskar many looks, like he was way too big, bigger than any man that she had ever seen. So, you know.
They didn't see his knife either.
Yeah, no. Because I'm
He had it.
Good job.
Yes.
He's like sneak level 10.
Yes.
So what we know is the elevator is stuck at the top, and there's the Dickhole family is at the top.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
What is a family?
Yeah, it's a
I'm thinking-
family.
Smack my head.
That's what it was.
That's me, I'm
Their
so
last
dumb.
name. That's what I thought.
Okay.
Maybe. Well, maybe I can hack the elevator to come down,
Bring it down.
but I don't know what we're gonna do once we get up there.
Well, how will we get past all the people when the elevator comes down?
No,
What
the
if they,
people,
want
listen,
to swarm it or
hang on.
something?
hang on.
Also
The
that.
people don't care about the ship.
Yes.
They care about their food and their rations. That's what the nice lady told us. She didn't care about anything other than they don't want them taking the food.
It was a Queen Margaret.
Queen Margaret,
Yes.
yeah.
And you don't think that a bunch of people that want a bunch of food might want to take the elevator up to where all the rich people are and get
They
whatever?
don't want to be around
things beyond
dickholes.
their
They said they
ship?
do not care about the dick
No
holes.
dickholes.
No. But Queen Margaret herself, she would
okay.
not say that. It was one of her subordinates.
Yeah, she don't use bad
Yes,
language.
and she said she would not tarnish her name.
It's a
with it.
Christian channel down there.
Yes. But the long and story short, the elevator is at the top, and Whisker is going to climb
No.
I
to
thought
take it back from the dick holes.
You really want to climb that, Uskar?
Okay, unless we hack it, but I want to climb.
I guess we do have the suits he could wear.
Yes, I mean, not
If
have
you wanted
stretched
to
in
hack
so
it,
many
you would
days.
have to be at the front of the elevator. So you would have to get permission because they are like making sure no one with weapons comes through and like protecting it.
Right, and we'd have to go back with me, which would seem sketchy.
Mm.
Is he still wearing the big hole shirt?
Are you still wearing your
The armor?
you have you have your
The
armor,
uniform.
but you have the uniform of the Jorhildian
Oh.
like staff that has a massive hole in it.
Oh, yeah. I guess so.
Yeah, I don't think you took it off at any point, so you look like one of them right now. You look like a dickhole.
I mean, they're not
Okay.
Jorhildians. If they were
We do not
Jorhildians,
know.
they would have left. They're just
Oh,
assholes.
gotcha.
These are the
Dickholes,
assholes, not the
assholes,
dickhole.
asshats.
Asshats, yeah.
So much variety. Okay,
I mean-
Capitan, what do we do?
If we have those suits that Cubic grabbed,
The grab shoots.
grab shoots, thank you. I mean, probably Oskar is the best to climb it out of all of us, and
Yes.
that still doesn't solve what we do when the elevator does come down.
Or what Uskar does when he gets up there.
A Queen of Margaret, she knows me. So if the elevator comes down, I could just say, hello, it is your friend who's Grod. Remember when we met? Crazy how the elevator would come down, you know?
And you don't think that'll raise any red flags?
Yes. Many flags. Green, red, blue, but the elevator.
Well,
Uskar, you would know from having worked on the elevator before that there's not necessarily any buildings or what have you in between, like the elevator and where a ship would be,
Yeah.
because it's a clear path so you can move cargo. So
Yeah.
you wouldn't necessarily have anything to hide behind if the people in the ship were outside of the ship or looking outside of the ship at all.
I don't think he really knows that.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah. Like I think he'd.
I mean,
maybe
anyone
note
who's
it,
been
but-
like, you've all been up there at the like ship before when your
Mhm.
own ship was docked. So like in terms of like layout, you know that it's not exactly conducive to being sneaky if you're
Yeah,
literally going
yeah.
up to the elevator.
I think what I meant by that is I don't think he's worried about being sneaky. Like, I
Oh
think
no, that's fine
it's not
for
even-
Uskar for sure. I just like in terms of planning the situation out, that's
Does-
information that you have available to
Right.
you as people.
Does the ladder just go straight up? Like it doesn't stop anywhere? It's just
the ladder goes up, but it has access at various points to the elevator shaft in case you had to repair the elevator if it got stuck in the middle or anything like that.
Right.
Okay. Because, I mean, maybe I could go with you, Uskar, and instead of going to the top, we can go to one of the, upper levels and try to get the elevator to there.
Okay, yes, we could try that. But if it does not work, then you would have to go down and you can go up.
Oh, so you wanted to maybe bring the elevator part way down and load up not at the bottom.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, you could definitely try and do that.
Just access it from inside of it, like on one of the platforms inside.
If
there's any console or something in there.
You could definitely call the elevator to one of the repair platforms that the ladder has access to, because that's what they're there for.
Yeah.
I have a question that I'm not sure of. Is the repair platform that we're trying to reach, is that within atmosphere, or are they gonna go?
There are several different repair platforms, because if the elevator were stuck or hindered at any point along this very long elevator shaft, it would need to be there's a variety of places for you to stop.
Okay.
So some of them are definitely within atmosphere. If you get further up along this elevator shaft, you're definitely going to lose the amount of oxygen that's in the atmosphere, the amount of gravitational pull and stuff. When you get towards the top, that's definitely lessened, because the top of the elevator is in the lower atmosphere, so that ships that aren't able to dock on the surface of the planet can dock up there. Okay. And just it moves with the winds and atmospheric currents and stuff like that.
If anyone else is considering that,
but you do have the Atmo filters, which you can.
He's also got his vac suit. It's the fully encompassing vac suit. It works in a hard vacuum and
I believe
in hospital temperatures.
Some of you have vac suits, that you got with your equipment kits. But those atmospheric filters can help you breathe if you have an oxygen bottle. Which Uskar, because you have a vac suit, you would have, but not everyone does. But you can call the elevator down to a lower level. Of course.
I was thinking about how high is the first stop, the first floor that we can get to from the elevator or from the ladder.
Probably 100 meters, like a football field.
Okay.
It's rough. You'd have to make a roll to yeah.
I think I would, at this point, Cubit would kind of dig through her bag and pull out the rope and the grab chute and say, well, we've got some safety nets to kind of...
You can definitely tie yourself to either the ladder or each other. Someone could have the grab chute on, one person at the top, one person at the bottom.
It'll be okay, Cap.
Amara's realizing how high it is, and she's pacing back and forth, holding her comm pad.
Whisker will walk up and kind of put his hand on her shoulder if he'll let her in.
Kapitan, you don't have to come. Whisker can make the climb. It is okay.
Well, I mean, can you hack it?
Yes.
A smile on his face.
Cubit's behind going.
And Amara puts her hand on his shoulder and she says, I don't think you can, Uskar. I think I gotta go with you.
I can try. I have used a compad before, I think. Okay, well, if you have to come, then it will be okay. Okay? Do not look down, only look up at Whisker's armor and his butt. And watch the muscles as they move, and only focus on the muscles, and you will be okay. Okay?
Okay, so what's the plan? What are we going to do?
I think Cubit's going to hand over her grab chute and rope to Amara.
Okay.
Yeah, and I take it. And I would say Amara's going to kind of be the first to go up.
Okay, what about the people who are guarding the elevator shaft? The two...
Right.
Yeah. I was waiting for that.
I just pulled my invisibility cloak out and perfect. We're good.
Nope. That's not real.
Is there a break in their patrol where they
you
they
can make a
pass?
notice and wisdom check to see if you can time their patrol down.
I could go back to talk to them.
You could try and distract them as well.
I think distraction is better.
you could do
Before
both.
Amara goes, Gelpy will give her 1 Lazarus patch and 1 lift.
Okay, so meds, yeah.
Yep.
Can
And just
I
say,
make-
like, just in case you run into trouble.
Okay.
Hopefully not.
Just stab yourself with this needle.
Please. It doesn't hurt that much. You'll
It's
be
my second biggest fear are needles.
Is there any way that Cubit could maybe do another like pattern check or something with what the guards are doing so that we can
Like I said, the notice and wisdom roll would get you like to see if you can get a gap in their like patrol. And then like if you wanted to distract one of them to like if you fail the notice and wisdom roll, then maybe like distracting is a thing, or using both of those techniques together to like sneak past would give you a bonus, you know.
My thought was we find a good pattern for them to walk in, and then we either go talk to them and distract them and keep them in one spot.
Mm-hmm.
I could always try and get him to go take me over to that lady again.
I can't make the notice roll. You guys, I'm a minus
I
one.
could
so
try for
it's
it. I
one of
have
you.
a modifier for wisdom and sneak. Wait, notice would be
Notice
nice.
to
I have
yeah.
a -1 in wisdom and a -1 in notice. So
I'm at
Six.
0 for notice.
I
What
have
about
a
you?
1 in notice.
Okay, you'd probably be better at it.
Gelpy's
Cletus,
keeping it.
don't you have notice as well?
Cletus.
Cletus? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
I do have sneak though, so I could sneak notice.
Notice. I have a 0.
Oh, okay.
it's you, Gelpy.
I don't have good notice.
I will attempt to notice things.
Okay.
I believe in you.
Should I roll it at wisdom or intelligence?
Notice and wisdom, yep.
Okay, wisdom. Cool. I have to remember to pull a little skill card up. Notice. No modifiers. 12?
That's great. You have like you take a look and you watch for like I don't know 5 minutes, and like all of a sudden you see like Gelpy's eyes do the like math problem thing, and like you just come up with like every 5.5 minutes there's a gap of a minute where neither of them are looking at the door, and you could totally like you just have the perfect plan in your head. Yeah.
So Gelpy will explain this to Amara with just like enthusiasm, like she just drank like 4 coffees.
I figured it out. I've unlocked the code.
I'm in.
If you go at this precise moment, you'll be able to get up onto the tower.
I was just like, okay.
And then Gelpy will salute Amara.
All right, you gonna go for it?
Yeah, you got this, Capitan.
Uskar, are you coming with
Okay.
her?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll kind of turn and do the silly salute to Gelpy again. And
All
okay.
right, Gelpy is signal is like standing like and like ready to signal you when the time is to go, and you two put on the grab chutes and your packs, and then I'm assuming that when you see the gap starting, you're like, okay, like now's the time. And so you two just like run up and approach the door.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
The eagle has landed.
I'm behind Amara because she said she was gonna go first. So yeah.
Okay. So Amara, you approach the door and it is locked.
Yep. That makes
Yep.
sense.
Yep. You have a minute.
Okay, what the problem?
No, I don't think I have any like.
Kick the door.
Okay, move.
Kick the
I'm gonna try and pull as hard as I can. Is it a pull or is it a push?
It's a push door.
Oh fuck.
No, you can notice that because it doesn't have a handle
Pull
on it.
Yeah.
Like it's just
Okay.
Yeah.
Then he'll try and like, I guess
Okay.
shoulder check it as hard as he can.
use strength and exert.
Strength and exert, guys. Strength
Come
and
on,
exert.
buddy.
We
You've
got
been
this.
training for this all
Do
your
you remember
life.
We
those
got
doors?
this.
Do you remember those doors
Yes.
before?
We remember the doors, okay?
Oh! With a 10?
With a 10, you feel the door like give underneath your shoulder, and it opens for you, and the latch is definitely broken and cannot be repaired, but the door opens, and there's a small cylinder of about like maybe 3 feet in diameter with a ladder on the back of the wall, and you two can squeeze into this small space and try and shut the door behind you before your minute passes and the guards come back around. So
Go.
And slam the door as quietly as I can.
Slam the
Does
door
it close
quietly.
properly, or is it like kind of bent
It's
inwards?
kind of slightly open now. It doesn't
Okay.
latch anymore.
Okay. Is there like a broomstick nearby or some cylindrical object?
No, the room is just empty it's just the ladder.
Dang. Okay. Okay. I'll go
Okay.
up the ladder.
Me, I'm not have anything to stop that.
Okay, it's 100 meters up a ladder. Can you make... I feel like this is Constitution
Oh.
and Exert, because you just have to, like, have stamina in this situation.
Oof. Okay.
Both of us, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Exert. And that's con, you said? So
Constitution, yep.
1.
Perfect.
Sweet.
I mean, you added an extra +1, but you're still
Oh.
fine. You said you're scared of heights?
yeah. Yeah.
So when you reach like probably like 50 feet up the ladder, you're like, I don't know, a third of the way up or like a quarter, you start feeling the urge to look behind you. You don't, but like when you can see the repair platform like getting closer and closer, and like like out of the corners of your vision, like that there's a very far fall beneath you, and maybe your arms start to get like shaky, but you're able to overcome your fear in this instance and like pull yourself onto this narrow platform. And there is a door that is like a pocket door in this instance, because it can't really like open back onto the platform or into the elevator shaft, that is able to access the elevator shaft. And there is a pad that has like some controls on it, and the platform itself has like a small railing, but it isn't sturdy enough or solid enough to reassure Amara that she's completely safe, because fear isn't logical. So you're standing on this platform, and you have the pad in front of you that would summon or manipulate the elevator above.
Yes, and very tensely, I think I would probably make sure Uskar was like up and okay, good, and then attempt to.
Uskar also made it. Yep.
I'm like here with my hands, very afraid, very like tense,
do it.
attempting to hack that system.
Okay, so it's going to be program and intelligence, but I'm going to give you a -1
I'm in the
because
back,
you're
like,
afraid.
Be done. Be done. Be done.
11.
You still kill it though.
Wow.
Oh hell yeah!
Good roll.
What is fear?
You feel the like voice in the back of your head being like, it's so high up, like we could fall and immediately die, like we'd probably even like break a couple limbs on the way down. And then like as soon as you connect your compad to this very simple control unit, there's like another part of you that kind of takes over, and you're like, no, but we're programming now, and I'm not listening to the voice in my head that is full of fear. And maybe by the time you hear the elevator start to move from the top down, there's a moment of like confidence and assurance in your own skill that kind of helps you to ignore the fact that you're standing fairly high up on this platform. And yeah, you hear the elevator like start to descend from, well, maybe you don't hear it, you feel it first, like you feel the shaft of the elevator starting to like sway a little bit as the car moves down from up at the platform above.
Yeah, I would probably like grab
Capitan!
onto Uskar while we're swaying. We're like,
You did it!
stay still. We did it. We did
You
it.
did
We
it!
did it.
Okay.
Oh.
So should we tell them? Should we go down? Should we?
Yes.
Do we tell them to come up here?
Do they have a radio? Because Uskar have radio on him.
You definitely have your compad and you can still talk to them, yeah.
Good point. Good point. We
Okay.
do have technology.
I don't know how to use this.
I'll
Point
do
to
it.
her.
And I like go to message Qubit. We made it. The elevator is here! Exclamation mark! Exclamation mark! Smiley face.
Mm-hmm. So because Gelpy rolled a 12 on her notice and wisdom, you're still able to keep track of the guards like going back and forth. So you can definitely get all of you unnoticed now that the door's unlocked to this repair ladder. I will say that you all are going to have to make that roll, and Cletus, because of your leg, it will be like at a -1 for you as well.
I thought
So I
he
don't
was
know
going
if-
to carry me up.
I'm at
Maybe
the top
he
now,
will.
though.
Yeah, he's at the top.
I didn't think of that.
Oh, I'm screwed.
Fuck.
So
I'm screwed.
it's only a 3-foot diameter like cylinder surrounding this ladder, so all 3 of you can't fit in it at the same time. So maybe one of you has to climb a few steps up the ladder to fit the last person in, and you're like, who's up the ladder a tiny bit to like fit Cletus, or probably Gelby, because you were keeping an eye on the guards. You're the last one in, is my guess.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, is that I'd probably be keeping watch, me like, okay, you go. Now you go.
Okay, so I'm guessing Cubit's the one that's a few steps up the ladder to make sure everyone can fit in. And like, you're all like at the bottom, and about 100 meters above you is a platform, and you're sure is where Uskar and Amara are. But yeah, Cletus, you're standing there and being like, oh, right, this is a ladder, and Uskar isn't here. What do you do?
I think
You can
for
still talk to them
sure-
via the compad, but you shouldn't yell, probably.
I think for sure I'm frustrated now because I know I'm the weak link. I'm the broken chain.
Mm.
This is what's going on in my head. And it's like, now I have the ultimate struggle from probably the last month or so, that I have to make it up this 100-meter ladder or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I know in my heart that I don't want this to be it for me. I don't want this to be my final chapter, but I also know that this is going to take a lot out of me, and to get up there with, having weak legs and being in an older age. So I look over at Gelpy. All right, I guess it's my turn now. Will you keep an eye on me?
Yeah, Cletus. I'll be right behind you, and take it as slow as you need to. I think we have got some time here.
And I hand her my cane until I at least get on the ladder. And I say, okay, hand it back. And I put it like on my belt loop. And I just slowly, like one step after another, struggle to get my legs up to the next rung. And
Okay.
You're like, oh God, help me, please.
Okay, so it's going to be a Constitution and Exert roll with a -1.
That's
So that would be in modifier, yeah.
under skills.
Under skills, yeah, it's Exert.
Okay. And then my modifier is
-1.
Oof. You got this, buddy.
5.
Sorry.
Bless you. Good timing. I thought you were
Cletus.
scared.
How far up the ladder do you get before you slip?
I'd say not very far, probably about 10 rungs maybe, when I realized that my legs won't hold.
All right, so you, Cubit and Gelpy, you're standing very close to each other at the bottom of this ladder, watching Cletus attempt to go up, and before he's even got like 10 meters above you, you see probably your knee, Cletus, like jerks, and then you just fall.
Now you said it was only 3 meters, right? Around, or 3?
It's 3 feet around. There's not room for all of you at the bottom, so I'm afraid.
Do I fall back into the rung and just?
You fall back into the people below you.
Do we have time to kind of like open the door and no? Can we try to catch him?
I would say that you can try and catch him, but you're going to take damage and maybe spill out of the door. So what happens is Cletus, if you will, I don't know if there's like a falling damage in this game. Let me like check really quickly.
Does this game have fall damage?
Yeah, check the
I ask
PDF.
that
It was
every game I play.
12d6 per meter.
12d6
Per meter.
Are you serious?
We're talking realism.
You checked the PDF. It's 12.
No, I'm
it's-
kidding. That was my
God.
sarcastic
I was just like,
voice.
I
Sorry.
thought you were real.
I actually didn't think you thought I was serious. That was my
I mean,
sarcasm voice.
all games set aside, like if a guy at my age and my frailty falls, it's not gonna be good
No, it's not.
in any situation. There's no like, oh, he just barely fell on his shoulder. No, this would probably be like internal damage.
Well, it's mostly that you're falling onto your friends.
Okay, so if I fall onto one of them, then it might not be so bad.
There's the cushion.
Everyone
man.
else is also going to be damaged. So I'm just going to make this shit up because I don't have time to look for it. I am going to ask Cletus. You are going to roll 2d6 and both probably you can roll the same damage for both Cubit and Gelpy. One of you should roll 46 and then probably split it.
Okay, I'll roll the 46.
Okay,
I was
so
gonna say I could probably roll it too because I told him I would be like right there watching.
yep. I mean, you're both going to get hit, right? It's just like there's a person falling on you from 10 feet up. Okay, so you take 9 damage, Cletus.
That's bad.
You rolled the 4? Okay, am I rolling 3d6 then?
Huh?
I rolled the 46 and that
It's
resulted in a
split
12.
6. Yeah, it's
So
split 6.
6
Yeah,
and
so 6 each for both of you.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And like Cletus falls back down the ladder from like 10 feet above you. Cletus, you probably get your like
Breath knocked out of me.
the wind is definitely knocked out on you. You land on your friends. Probably one of the two of you gets that cane that was in his belt like into your side. And I would say that if you want to try and like take this person falling on you without falling back out the door that won't latch, well, the door presses in actually, so you'll be fine. But like all of you are at the bottom of this ladder, the cylinder the ladder is housed in, and from above, like I definitely think that like Amara and Uskar, if you were watching or listening, like there's definitely the sound of like Cletus like yelling as like he loses his grip on the ladder and starts free falling for a moment before like the wind is knocked out of him and he lands on both of his friends. What do you do?
No.
You're all in a hump at the bottom of the ladder. Someone got stabbed with a cane.
Oh.
Are you talking to like what do we do up top or what do we do down bottom?
You can hear it as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Like like there's no way to fall from a ladder without making some noise.
Yeah, I would definitely like immediately look at Uskar and
Capitan.
just be like, that didn't sound good.
Yes.
Knowing that I shouldn't shout, I like whisper, trying to throw my voice down the tunnel, like, "Are you okay?"
You also have a combat.
In the moment, I still whisper like
Okay.
an idiot, and then I realize, oh right, I have a combat, and I message, "Everything okay?"
I think Cubit will kind of
You're in a pile at the bottom of the ladder.
try to like as Cletus was falling, I think she tried to kind of like hands up and try to like do her best to catch, but also kind of like try to push Gelpy a little, knowing there's not much space, but try to like, okay, let's so we're kind of like under Cletus trying to help get Cletus back up, but like
Cletus, like the air is knocked out of you, and like also like you feel the knee that like fell like that went out, like you can feel that it's weaker now, and like looking up at the ladder, you know that it will be harder for you if you wanted to try again.
There's a lot of damage.
Cletus, are you okay? Is
I'm
everyone...
hurting real bad. I'm hurting real bad right now. Can you set me aside real quick?
Kind of like try to help him get to his like an upright sitting position.
You're all very tight at the bottom
Yeah.
of this ladder.
Like
Yeah.
just
like lean me against the wall.
I'm gonna like underneath and pull out my compad real quick, and I'm gonna text Amara.
Can
you throw down the lift?
Oh, Gelby, can you?
There's no access to it from right here. It's either at the base, at the open part, or the 100 meters up.
No,
like,
no,
so
the,
it's
the stim pack lift.
not
not
the repair
elevator lift.
Right, the medicine.
The medicine lift, not the elevator lift.
Right.
Gelby, can you message up to Uskar and see if he's able to come back down?
And I'll say, yeah, I can do that, Cletus, and I'll add that to my message as well. Like, can you send Uskar and the lift down?
Well, I have a lift in my bag.
Capitan, this is way too small. We cannot carry him up.
No.
Do we have rope? You have rope?
We do have rope. We do have rope.
Is it down there or up here?
You brought it with you.
I have some rope. I have some rope.
I think it's only like 40 meters though.
Okay.
It is.
You can tie him behind me, and you can dangle.
It's like the Princess Bride bullshit.
Can you? I think
bullshit.
Cubit will message Amara to see if she can give the second grab shoot to Uskar.
Mm-hmm.
And then tie it at the bottom of the rope, so when he comes down, we can at least give it to Cletus, so if he slips or something again,
Mm-hmm.
it
Okay.
will ease the fall.
I'll light. I have a thermal flare. Is this enclosed? Is this part at least enclosed, or is it glass?
It's gonna light.
The lower part, the first like, I don't know, 50 meters of the chute is like enclosed,
Okay.
because like they don't want people messing with the elevator shaft or
Yeah.
like damaging it. But the rest of it is made from like a flexible metal structure and like plastics and such, so you can see out
Okay,
from.
so I won't light the flare then. Yeah,
Yeah,
just be a big red beacon on the lift.
that it would be.
So I'll just tie the rope to myself, let it dangle a little bit, and then start to climb back, and I'll be like,
I will be back, Capitan. I'll be back with all of them.
Mhm.
Stay safe. Keep
will.
an eye out for decals.
when I go down. Do I have to roll anything to climb down, or?
No, not to climb
Okay.
down.
So I'll come down, and as I get a little bit, like as I can kind of feel the rope starting to touch the bottom, I'll
Cletus! Tie yourself to the rope.
Okay.
I cannot piggyback you. We have to carry you. Watch your head.
I can try and use my arms to guide myself up.
Okay,
I
yes.
just can't use my legs.
That is good. Just please do not hit your head. We do not want a vegetable, Cletus.
And then I like look over at Cubit and I'm like, can you help me put this on?
In order to have the flexibility to tie yourself, like one of you is gonna have to climb a little bit up the ladder to be able to like have room to navigate around each other. It's a very small like closet basically that you're trying to do all of this
Let's
in,
say, like,
but like you can
he can
absolutely
right?
yeah,
You can climb up.
absolutely climb up like a step or two, just to like give yourself a little more room. And then how are you tying him just like at the end of a rope, or are you making like a kind of like a swing of it and sending the other bit up? Or
I think I would try to do sort of like the harness where it kind of goes around, maybe under an arm, around the waist, and kind of back up the other arm.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a little sling.
Okay. What's the best?
Not tying skill. Ready, go.
I could say that this could be like you're fixing a like a rudimentary harness out of rope. Like that could be fixed, right?
Okay. What should I roll it with?
I think it's wisdom, because it's knowing like how to tie a rope or harness in order to like support him without cutting off any kind of circulation in his legs or arms.
Okay.
Yeah, because like this is like his entire weight is going to be like on these ropes.
Okay. And do I add the wisdom modifier that I have?
It should automatically be added in. So if you put wisdom, and yeah, it should automatically roll with wisdom.
Already rolled an 8.
Okay. So you're able to get something that looks to you like it works, and it would be not gonna cut off the circulation to his arms while he's carried up 100 meters, and then toss the other side back up to Uskar so he can like
I'll wrap
hold it or
myself.
tie it around his own self. Yeah.
Yeah, tie
I'll
it back
toss
into
it
my
up
belt.
kind of like tug the
Okay.
bottom part.
Okay, Cletus, we are going.
I'm ready.
Exert.
Exert and Constitution. Yep. Actually, this is gonna be Strength for you now.
Okay.
Because like you're carrying a whole nother person,
Yeah.
and you already know that you can do it yourself.
10.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
So
Oh.
even with the weight of Cletus behind you, Uskar, with
a
its
monster.
massive muscles, is able to carry like 2 people's weight up this ladder like it's no fucking
Bending the
problem.
rungs. He's bending the rungs
I don't
as
even
he
have
walks up.
I don't even have a +1 on my strength.
But you're like amazing and wonderful, and so you do it, and you get to the top yourself, and then probably mostly you, but maybe Amara helps just so that it's not like uneven. Like just finish pulling Cletus up the ladder, and now the 3 of you are up at the top of this platform, and it's getting pretty crowded. But just as you get Cletus up to the top, the elevator appears in front of you, and there's the way that this is accessible is through the top of the elevator. So there is a door or a trap door in the top of the elevator that you can access and then like jump into it. It's not like there's a door on this side.
So I'll go
Okay.
and open that door while everyone else is climbing. I'll see if it's locked or if anything needs to be done with it. But
It's accessible just fine from up here because it's meant to be for repairing and such.
Right.
So Cubit and Kelpie, you're gonna need to do the Constitution and Exert rolls to successfully.
Cubit, you wanna try next?
She'll
I'm a little nervous, honestly.
She'll kind of like dust herself off and kind of like.
Who
Get
got the
bruised, a
cane
bit
in him?
battered.
Who
Yeah,
got the
kinda-
cane?
I think Cubit would have gotten it since she would have been kind of like trying to brace and then push a little bit. So Cubit got the cane.
it's
So
like
she's
hanging
Oh,
on a
no.
rung still.
adjusting her side, kind of like, okay.
Okay.
Okay. Exert and
Constitution.
Got it.
Mhm.
I roll a 4.
Oh.
I'm in
No,
pain.
not the 4.
Can you roll 2d6 for me?
No.
Don't you have the ability to re-roll, right? You do, don't you?
You
You have one
do.
reroll, yeah.
You're an expert. That's true.
I would like to re-roll.
Okay.
I think she kind of puts a hand on the rung and is like, I'm gonna stretch really quick.
Saw your own future.
Yeah, just kind of like
Maybe.
pep herself again. Okay, exert one more time.
Mhm.
I rolled
Okay.
a 7.
All right, that's fine.
I'm
You
feeling
do
much
it.
better after a stretch.
You do it. You get up
I
the
feel
ladder.
much better after this stretch.
You're a bit out of breath. Definitely not something you do every day. Your arms hurt in ways that they haven't hurt before, but you managed to get 100 meters up this stupid ladder without dying. Gelby, you're heading up behind. You're the last person in the cylinder. Would you like to roll Exert and Constitution for me?
Yeah. With my 0.
Come on, Gelpy. You can do it.
Oh yeah, easy money.
Oh,
I'm just
10.
like, I run up and
just rolling it. Just-
You're like right behind Cubit, like, come on, girl, let's go.
Let's
Like, why are you
go,
taking
let's
so
go.
long? Like, you're pushing her up the ladder. Yeah.
We got
So-
planets to get off of.
So Uskar, you like drop into the elevator car, and like you're very familiar with this. It's like a fairly large, wide, tall elevator car. So maybe the drop is like, you know, a little bit taller than you. You have to like hang from your fingers and then let
Yeah.
go. But it's only like a.
I'd wait underneath for Cletus whenever he comes in.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like with helping each other, you're able to do this no problem. It's not that much of a fall if you do anyway. You're already hurting, so I'll not be too much more mean to
I've
you.
only got 15 points left, so
Only
You're
15.
fine.
Hurting. Should we heal up? Should we? How can you use your scanner on these people, Gelby?
I'm okay.
Cletus has like a probably a torn ligament in one of his knees. And an amount of bruising on his backside from landing on his friends. One of the 2 of you got stabbed a little with a cane. I think that was Cubit. The other one, it's just like probably
Bruising.
a bruised ribs or like your shoulders a little bit out of place, maybe.
Everything's fine.
So yeah,
Okay.
I think we can maybe use at least my last lift, and Cletus, I think you should at least use one of yours.
I don't know if I can use another one, right? Because I already used one today.
It would put another strain on you. Let me check and see if you're able to use another one within
Yeah, I don't think
24
I'm
hours.
supposed to use another one.
It just says it increases the minimum heal skill needed by 1 if you
Okay.
the same day. Whoops.
Oh.
So if you have heal 1 instead of heal 0, you're still able to do it. It will just put another strain on you. So like you can feel that your maybe heart is beating faster, but you're like still able to use it. It's just, let's see.
Do you have heal 1, Saggy? Or,
Yeah,
this is out of character. Can you, I would go, hey, could you go in my bag and get it out and apply it to me, please?
Yeah, of course. So I will
roll 1d8 plus your heal skill.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
You're able to do it. That's not whether you heal it or not. That's just how many hit points he gets back over 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, 1d8.
So if it's plus my heal skill, do I roll that? Do I roll heal with int?
No. It's just 1d8 plus whatever number you have in heal.
Oh, okay.
So it's just 1d8 plus 1.
I am a little slow right now.
So Cletus, you get 6 hit points back as you feel your body like kind of like working overtime. Your heart's like beating faster, and go ahead and put another system strain on you. So you go from 1 to 2 system strain, and go ahead and heal yourself those hit points. But yeah, you
21 out of 24 now.
Yeah, you're okay. Is anyone else going to ask for I need healing? Do some Genji over here.
What is your overall health total, Saji?
Yeah, I just updated. I'm 8 out of 14. How are you
feeling? Okay, you take it because I'm still at 15 for mine.
What?
It's tough, man.
I had a lot of HP.
She's got more health than me.
You're so strong.
I was, just lifting.
Cupid's tougher than she looks.
She was lifting with Uskar on the ship, just never told anybody.
You gotta
about
stretch
it.
more,
Oh man, you're gonna have to teach me some of that when we get off this rock. Okay, 1d8 and then plus 1. So 5.
Okay. Yep. So you can heal yourself 5 hit points and give yourself 1 system strain because your body is working kind of overtime to try and like repair the bruised ribs, and etc. But this medicine will definitely help you with that. Okay. So you all get in the elevator and you're all finally like calming down and gathering your things. You have your packs and whatnot. Do you just like send the elevator all the way to the top? Are you going to try and like sneak up on the ladder again? Or are you just going to open the door when you get up there and take your chances? Like, what's the plan from here?
I think Amara would take the time to kind of like look at the directory of the elevator, assuming maybe that there was one.
I mean, there's just one stop. That's the top platform. And then like any other stop is all like repair platforms that aren't listed on the elevator thing.
Okay. Yeah. And there wouldn't be like a secret back way where there's like a middle floor that you could take a ladder instead of going through the main.
You could stop it at the second to last repair platform, right? Like you could stop it at the like 100 meters from the top, but there's not going to be a lot of oxygen there.
Okay.
And you're going to be very high up if someone fails.
They can go on the outside to sneak at the top. They have the mask.
Well,
or you could just take your chances and just open the door.
Also that.
Yes, we could do that too. Legendary voice.
How many of us have backpacks?
I think you all have backpacks.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. I think Cupid would... Okay, everyone to the back of the elevator. Put your bags in front of the door.
Okay.
And try to like stack them as kind of like a makeshift barrier.
So you want to like crouch behind your bags?
Yeah, if we're just going to go straight to the top and open the doors, I think she's going to try to like make some sort of barricade and tie the rope around the bags or something.
Mm-hmm. That sounds like a good plan.
If there is a fight, can I use my laser rifle now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
No, you should probably use that. And Amara, you should use that weird armor that we still never talked about. I would like to hear the story.
Yeah, what the hell happened to that? I mean, that was weird.
When I was a little kid, so yeah,
bags.
I guess
Everybody bags.
Amara's like gonna in the background while you're doing your bags. She's doing her hand gestures as her like skin suit like crawls through her to the top. It's covered.
All right, so you're all covered in like matte black motorcycle helmet.
Yes.
So cool.
As you send the elevator back up to the top, all the way to the top.
Yeah, I think so, right?
I look at everyone and
They can't see where you're looking.
I still do.
Turns
head and presses button.
Captain, did that hurt?
No.
Looks like it hurt.
And when I speak, like my voice is kind of distorted because it's coming through like a microphone.
She's fucking like, no.
Batman voice.
I have a question about like weaponry or anything? Do we have to ready weapons or anything before?
And you can like pre-aim, I think. And the problem here will be that you don't have anything to aim at.
Right.
Until you get up there.
Okay.
But let me just.
Is my pistol still on the ground back there, or did
yes,
we pick
it
it
is.
up?
I mean, you didn't say you picked it up.
Oh no! You guys.
You didn't notice that you had dropped it. Is the problem? You rolled a 2.
Whereas like my rifle was just like laying on the ground out there. Right?
Okay, so you can you can draw your weapon and like ready it. You can, I think you can also use an action to main action. Drawing a readied item. Okay, so you can have your gun ready and then like draw it and shoot it like as a prepared action.
Okay. I think in this point, like I would.
If you shoot from a prepared firing position, it gives you a +2.
Okay,
that's what it is.
So I think what my idea is to kind of group everyone behind like.
Can I make a point real quick?
Mm-hmm.
Before you say that, can I make a point? If we come to the top of the elevator and a door opens and we're ready to fire, I don't know if that's a smart thing.
Yeah, I don't know if it's necessary since
or if we should just know that there was a potential chance for danger and have our guns at the ready behind us.
Yeah, I think me and my suit is.
Because if that door opens and we're all ready to fire, that's not going to look good.
Yeah, so I don't want to like be in a like sniper position ready to go. I just want to make sure that everyone that's either
it's basically like you take the safety off.
Yeah, I want to take like have my hand on my grip or something, but have like Gilpy and Cletus behind the barrier, and then like off to the side I'll be kind of protecting them, ready to go. Not like, hey, I'm ready.
Okay, for narrative sake, I just like remember the NPCs are guarding the vehicles while you guys do all of this. So Gaius and the ambassador are making sure no one steals your trucks.
Okay.
Because I just forgot to mention that they like weren't around for some reason.
Thank God they were not in that like.
So it's fine.
We kept them behind, yeah.
Everything's fine. They're just guarding the trucks while you guys figure out whether or not you can go on this ship. So.
Okay. Well, ready.
And after he says that, Amara presses the button to send us to the top.
Okay, so there's a tense few minutes while it's going very, very quickly, but it does take some time to get from the surface of the planet up into the lower atmosphere. And so there's a tense few minutes while you're all just crouching behind your backpacks. You, Gelpy and Cletus, can still feel your heart racing, and like you can't tell whether that's tension from your body working to heal itself or tension from not knowing what's going to happen when the elevator doors open. And you finally reach the top of the elevator shaft and the doors in front of you open and nothing happens and no one approaches you and there's no shots or anything.
Are there people? Do we see people?
Do you exit?
You gotta look.
The elevator? Do you
look?
I would do like, the like.
Yeah, Uskar would pop his head out too.
Doo-doo.
There's like you see from the outside of the elevator the series of heads as they like pop out one on top of each other. Uskar for some reason is at the bottom. And you can see that this platform is probably it has 3 potential active spaces for ships to be docked, but only one of them is currently in use. Beyond the one to your right, you can see some debris from where another ship had attempted to leave, and there's still like some debris in the upper atmosphere from the ship being shot down. But the ship in front of you, now that you're this close to it, you can see that it's this massive, beautiful, silver, sleek machine. It's probably 2 times at least bigger than the ship that you were on before. And standing outside of the what you assume would be the cargo bay entrance are 2 different people. They currently have their backs to you, and they look like they're talking with each other.
Oh. Okay, what do we do?
As we
This
slink
is it,
back
Uskar.
in. As we
This
slink
is it.
back in. Okay,
This is it, dude. That's the only 2 people keeping us from leaving.
yes. Okay, but we
I
have to
know
go
of.
rescue the whole city, and maybe there are people inside.
Amara looks.
what do we
Well,
do?
you can't tell. She's looking, but she looks at Gelpy and says, maybe we should send somebody out there first."
You don't think they're gonna like shoot? I don't
Doesn't
think
look
they're
like
expecting anyone to show up. I mean,
Uskar has a big gun.
Do they have weapons?
Did anyone check? Do you want to roll?
yeah. Can we look for weapons?
Yeah, someone can roll notice and wisdom to see if they can see if these people are armed, or maybe a better idea of what they're doing.
Gilby, you had a 1, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Gelby in the
Peeks
stack
her
of
head.
heads looking out at the
Guns? Question mark? With a
Okay.
7?
So they're not so far away that you can't see that they do have like the same sort of holsters on their belts that you or Gaius or like any of the normal folks you have that spend a lot of time in like semi-dangerous situations have. So they probably also have like a laser pistol. Neither one of them has a massive fucking laser rifle on their back like Uskar does. And they appear to be like talking and pointing at various things on the outside of the ship, but you can't hear what they're saying.
Okay. So
So
do we
it
talk?
Yeah, it looks like they are armed, but I don't think
Uskar.
they're like the fighting type.
Okay.
Uskar, we could go talk to him. You want to go talk to him?
Yes,
Me
but
and you?
I'm worried if it gets violent. Maybe if Capitan and
Remember,
I.
if I'm there, they don't want to fight because I'm old and frail.
Yes.
That's
But what
what
if
we
they
use it.
do fight? Because they might actually defend the ship, and then
You'll
Uskar
kill
does not
them.
want you to get hurt, Cletus.
You'll kill him for me.
Methinks Capitan should come because she has the armor.
So it's
And
very
she's-
threatening.
She does know a bit about ships, and
Yes.
and maybe she could convince them that we can get the ship out of here. I mean,
So speaking of that, what should we do for that? Should we lie? Should we say that we're, Jorhildian people and we need to seize their ship? What are we going to do with that? Should we tell them we'll help them? Are we going to help these people?
Yes, we help.
Okay.
but yeah.
So,
I mean, that would probably be the way without no
I should
bloodshed.
just ask nicely.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like that's gonna work very well.
You're also armored to the hilt.
Yes,
Like,
we can offer work too.
I feel like if I go out there with Uskar, this will go well. That's
All
how
right, so
I
you-
feel.
What's the decision? Who's going out?
I think Amara would agree that him going is riskier, but at the same time, she does kind of want to like stay back. So maybe is there something
Like
she
a
can
secret
hide
weapon?
behind, or yeah?
There is, like I described, nothing in between the elevator and the ship to hide behind because it's a clear path intentionally so people can load and unload cargo easier.
Okay,
It's an empty space.
right.
And I left my cane at the bottom, so I'm gonna use Uskar's arm to like hobble with him over there.
I do not like this, but we will do it if we have to.
Okay, so who's going out?
Me and Cletus.
Okay. So how do you approach these people? Describe to me what you're doing.
Uskar
Dickles!
is gonna turn on his armor first.
Okay.
So that it does the like shing, 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 all the way up to. He's gonna seal his face as well. And then offer
Your
his arm
armored
up to Cletus.
back suit. Okay.
Yeah.
and then offer his arm to Cletus.
I say, okay. Let us go.
Go talk to the dickholes.
Okay, yes. Yes.
And he's gonna cautiously start to walk out. Just slowly, hope that they notice him before he has to say anything.
Okay,
And
so
walk
you're
a little
not
loudly on purpose.
Okay, so you're intentionally being like, "Hey, I'm walking towards you," like making it so they can hear you.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so as soon as they like hear your footsteps, the two people at the ship like turn around and look at you, and one of them, like, it's hard because you're a fair distance away. They both appear to be like young, like middle-sized people. One has dark hair, one has lighter hair, and one of them says like you can't really hear because like they're not yelling, and the other one just immediately gets back into the cargo bay of the ship, and both of them, you can see them like frantically pressing the close button to close the cargo bay.
Waving with my
Hello? Wait.
Hey,
We're wanting to talk.
Guys, come
Hello?
back.
Hello?
Is it closing?
Yeah, it's closing.
Okay, Cletus, you are going to have to stay here.
I'll break out into a
Okay,
run.
go get it.
I'm just gonna like start breaking out into a run
Okay.
as fast as I can.
If you could roll me dexterity and exert to see how quickly you can get there.
And exert whole time.
Hello, just wait. I am Whisker of the Week. If I am wanting to talk to you, I rolled a 12.
Okay, so you roll a 12, and you're just this massive armored man who's running like extremely quickly towards their ship, and you manage to just like vault into or like slide into, I don't know, I think the door is like going up, like the ramp is closing,
right?
So you manage to like jump over into the side before it fully closes, but you do leave Cletus behind, and so now you're just this armored man inside the cargo bay of this ship, and the two people are yelling at you, and one of them like pulls out like tries to pull his gun out of his holster like frantically, but you can tell they're obviously not experienced military people, and the other one starts yelling at you. You're like, what the fuck, dude?
Hi.
Like, why?
Hello?
Ships.
My name is Whisker of the Week. If I have come with my very frail and weak and not threatening grandpa. Who are you?
And so you're just yelling. You're just yelling back at them.
Yeah. I'm just yelling back at them.
One of them is God, like, yeah. I feel like they don't shoot at you, but one of them has their gun out, and the other one is now given up on trying to get their gun out of the holster because they've never done that in a quick situation before. The one that has their gun out is a younger, thin person. They have like a close shaved hair with like a little slight mohawk, but you can tell that like they probably gave up on actually growing a mohawk and then tried to shave that too. They have like a probably just a gray thick fabric shirt and denim pants that are like very thick that you would recognize as being like a general like work outfit, boots that probably have like steel toes, and they're pointing this gun at you and just kind of yelling, and the other person is noticing that your hands are up and like calming them down. They're like, hey Taco, I don't
Guys,
why'd you jump on my ship?
Hello, because you were closing the door. It is very rude. Whisker was trying to say hi. Hello, and I'll do a bow. My name is Whisker of the Week.
Are you those people that have been down at the bottom?
No,
Why
we have met Queen Margaret of the Down at the Bottom, and she called you guys dickholes. Or not her, but her subordinate. She would never tarnish her name like that. But I am Whisker of the Week. I have crashed on this planet with my grandpa that is not a harm to anybody or a threat, but also my capitan and a few others. We have a doctor, and we have a bartender that is my grandpa, and we're seeking passage on a ship, and you're closing the door, and Whisker was thinking to himself, he says, Self, you are going to have the door closed on you. You have to leave behind your grandfather. So maybe could you open the door?
Can you roll talk and charisma for me?
I will. Talk, you said?
Talk.
I have a -1 in talk.
No!
I wish you had brought me.
This is gonna be great.
I am Whisker.
Perfect rolls tonight.
A 5.
Oh.
Okay, so you see the not not the one holding the gun, but the one that was telling them to calm down.
Yeah.
He's wearing like just a black crew neck top and has like short curly blonde hair, and he says like, you shut up.
Okay.
I'm gonna go get Captain. You stay here. Akko, can you? And like Akko like nods, and then like the person with the blonde hair leaves. They don't open the door, and you stand there in like tense silence. Do you say anything to Akko as they're pointing their gun at you?
Yeah, I'll just sit down on the floor or on the closest, like whatever. If there's nothing to sit down, I'll sit down on the floor.
Do you have your rifle on your back?
Yeah.
Akko like sees that when you sit down and says, "What the fuck? Get that off! Give that to me!"
But no, you
Give me
can't
your
have my
gun.
rifle.
No, give me your gun right now.
I am not going to shoot you.
If
It
you
takes
don't
a
give me
very
your
long time to take it out. You would be able to shoot me before you take it out. Okay, this armor. Look, I'll like try and reach my arm behind my back. You see the plates? They kind of clink together.
Don't reach your arm behind your back.
Well, look, I am showing you. I cannot even reach it. And my hands like visibly floating against it, lock. Okay. Can I take it off if I want to? But it's fine. Calm down. Do not be such a baby.
They like glare at you and then like don't want to approach you because you have a gun and you're just like sitting there and you're very strong.
I knock on the door. Are you okay in there?
Yes, Grandpa, I'm okay. They're getting their clean.
Are you all right?
Yes, they have a Capitan.
Can you open the door so I can come in?
Could you open the door for my grandpa?
No.
He's very non-threatening.
I'm okay. I'll be nice.
I see.
No.
Okay,
Both
Grandpa, go back home.
No.
Go back home.
No.
The rest of you saw all of this happen. Like, do you do anything?
I think Amara would probably bolt out as soon as the door shut. She would have bolted out to go kind of like, I guess, Cletus, because you can't stand up without a cane, right?
Yeah, I kind of like hobbled along the wall.
It's like leaning on the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gelpy would have run over as well.
Yeah. Okay. So all of you are gathered outside. Cubit, you would notice probably more than anyone else that what you assume they were staring at is like an in-progress attempt to add some kind of weaponry to the outside of this ship.
Trying to mod the ship, yeah.
They're trying to mod the ship, yeah. But they're like, you can see like wires and chains and like what looks like half of the appropriate amount of like parts for an actual like what would it be, like a laser array or something that they've probably cobbled together from taking their own like armory apart that is in process on the outside of the ship.
I think oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, that's what you see.
She's kind of like dragging the backpacks with the rope behind
They're all
her.
tied together.
All tied together, and she's just kind of like dragging them along to where everyone's standing. She drops the rope, kind of looks up and looks around, and it looks like they're trying to do something with the ship. Mod, I'm seeing some chassis mounts here for looks like some guns. I think we might have spooked them off into whatever they were doing.
And then, does anyone else do any like attempt to communicate with the people inside the cargo bay, or?
I'm just trying to get Uskar to get the door open for me. I like keep on saying, "Hey, Uskar, just tell him to open it. I want to come in and talk to him."
Akko just says, "Absolutely not. Don't
Yes,
move."
yes,
or I'll
saying
shoot."
no.
Can I communicate with them from outside to do a talk roll, or? I'm just saying, like
I think you would be at a severe disadvantage because you can't see them and like
can't judge their character and stuff.
You can absolutely make a roll. What do you say? You're just being like, "Hey, we're not threatening you." Is that like the general gist of it?
Yeah, I want them to know I'm 100% not threatening. We're not here to hurt anybody.
Okay.
Uskar is a good man. He's a good protector, and we just, all of us here just want to we want to get out of here. We want a safe passage.
Yeah, he's nodding in agreement the whole time.
Okay.
Vigorously.
So can you make the talk and charisma roll? I'm going to put you at a negative 2.
kind.
Because it's a very tense situation, and
Can
there's
you
also.
send me it with charisma again, the way you did it last time?
Oh, sure.
Sorry, I still haven't learned that this far in.
No, that's totally fine. If you just press talk, you should get it.
Perfect, thank you.
Hmm?
And then just no modifier, just boom?
The -2.
-2. Yeah, guys, we basically we're good people. We just want to get out of here safe and get away from here.
Okay.
9.
So, Uskar, you're looking at Akko's face, and as Cletus is just yelling from the outside the ship, you hear the sound of people coming from farther inside the ship, and there's the regular like boot thumps of the man who left earlier, and then there's also the clicking of some kind of heel. And the blonde man comes forward, and there's also a woman with him. She's wearing like wedge heel boots and like a high-waisted black pants, and she has like a loose long-sleeved top. She has long black hair and like slightly darker skin, a hooked nose, and she's wearing.
I stand up immediately.
Probably just like some kind of like gold chain necklace. She looks great. She looks like a pirate queen. And she walks in looking calmer than like either of her two companions. And she folds her arms and then says, Akko, what are you doing? Stop it with the gun. And Akko like lowers the gun. And then she walks forward towards you and presses the button to open the cargo bay. And Cletus, you would feel like it start to like push against you, so you gotta get out of the way. But it does.
My arm to the like rail on this side.
It does lower open, and all of you can now see.
Thank you.
I'm bowing.
Thank you.
And she walks forward and she says, "I am Zenaida, captain of the Silver Starling. And who the fuck are you?"
Uskar?
Hello, I am Uskar of the Weak Have. And then that is Cletus Buford, Cletus of the Buford. He is my elderly grandfather who is not threatening. And then this is our Capitan in the very amazing armor. She is a Night Queen. And then this is Gelpy of the Wilds. She is our medic. She heals everybody and makes them feel nice. And Cubit of the... Cubit. And she's a fixing lady. She fixed ship. As I was saying to her subordinate, we've crashed here and I have my family and my Capitan and we were trying to get off the ship. Or the planet.
And she surveys all of you, like with her arms across her chest, and then she takes a second look at Gelpy and says, "Medic."
Yeah. I can fix people up real good.
I can heal too, but not as good as her.
Yes, she is very nice when she does it.
She's good at
Okay.
it. She'll sing to you and stuff.
Yeah, it is.
I will.
What is it you want?
Wait. Capitan?
Okay, well, I think we want what you want, it seems. I noticed that you're modifying your ship out there, trying to put some weapons on it. I'm assuming you're trying to get out of here, maybe? We want to get out of here too, and I think we can help you.
You think?
We know we can help you,
How?
Captain.
Cubit will stand up and kind of like grab her tool bag and say, "Do you want the ship space ready, or do you want to be stuck on the planet?" And like,
I have engineers. We can make this ship space ready ourselves. We're in the process, as you can see.
What are you gonna do as soon as you get in the ship? You know they're shooting down ships that aren't Jorhildian.
Well, we hadn't got there yet.
But we have.
We have, yeah. Yes.
I'll press the like unlock button on my armor so it like comes down and shows half of the Jorhildian uniform.
As he does that, I kind of like deactivate my armor as well. And it like falls.
We have shorts.
So you can see me again.
Shirts.
Yes.
That's your plan.
That is Uskar's plan.
Namara she's hesitant to like divulge the
Yeah, I was gonna say,
information about
there's-
the codes, but
There's more
she does.
to it.
Yeah, she takes a step back and says, "Well, I also got some codes that you might be able to use to kind of disguise your ship, so they won't shoot you down."
You have Jorhillian military ID codes.
I know it's shocking to me too, but yes.
It's shocking to me too.
We got it in the same place we got the shirts.
I would say that a roll needs to be made. Obviously, it's talk and charisma. I feel like Todriel's leading.
Lead? Yeah.
Lead?
Yeah.
Lead?
Are you
Mhm.
done? Lead. She's feeling like a leader today.
I think you're leading
You're
the
the
witness.
Capitan. Yeah, I would say you could roll lead in charisma. Yeah.
Yes.
And like if someone wanted to help, they could narrate how they're helping specifically.
I would narrate basically
Okay.
like, hey, listen, we are here for the same reason you're here. We have exactly what it takes to get you and your men and us and our crew off of this planet safely. We just need you to work with us.
Okay, so Cletus, if you could roll first for the helping die. It's talk and charisma. It's
Am I doing -2 again or just regular?
no. It's regular. The DC is 10.
Oh,
Okay, so you give the +1. So she looks at you, Cletus, and you can tell that she's impressed, but she's still looking for the confirmation from the Capitan who has the military codes. So if you could roll for me the lead and charisma, and you've got a +1 from Cletus's roll there.
Sweet. Thank you, Cletus. Okay. Here we go. Oh no!
That's double ones, but you have a reroll. Do you want to use it?
what is wrong with
Imagine
you,
if I said no. Imagine if I said no. Okay, yes, I do want to reroll.
You get shot. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, God.
And this is how the campaign ends.
We've had great rolls and then the double one.
Oh.
It had to happen. It had to happen.
Wait, what did you do? What are you doing right now?
I would like to reroll. I have the expert.
Yeah, I figured this would be a good time for that.
All right, let's try
Really
it
glad
again.
You'll have that +1, yeah.
Oh, so a 6. It's better. It's better than a 2.
Also better than a 4.
So she looks at you and she looks back at Cletus, and then oh God, you failed. I don't know what to do. I feel like
We have to change the situation, right?
she
Different
pulls
way to convince.
she pulls from like she has her hands crossed and she pulls from like her crossed arms another pistol. It's like an antique revolver pistol, and she points it at you,
Hey,
Adriel, and she says, "I could just make you give them to me."
Gelpy will step in between them
Oh.
and say, hold on. You seemed to be curious when I said I was a medic. Do you have sick people?
And she glares at you. We are currently operating without a doctor. Yes.
And chances are, even if you stole the codes and you killed our Capitan, there's potentially a firefight out there and people could get hurt. You're probably going to have to go to another world that you might not know much about or how to take care of your people. We offer a lot more than just codes. You might have engineers, but if other worlds are getting what's happening to Sean, then you're gonna want a group of allies, and you're probably gonna want not just one medic, but 2 doctors. It's better to make allies than enemies right now.
You can attempt.
Okay.
Oh,
Please.
Yeah, this is talk and charisma. You're not the Capitan, so I don't.
Thank God I leveled up my talk.
Oh,
Thank God. Okay.
you can do it.
I still have my reroll, so.
Okay, that expert reroll. Come on. That is not sufficient.
Okay, I'm gonna reroll that. Yep, I'm gonna reroll.
That was a 6 for those listening.
Okay.
This is fine.
I'm gonna like stretch real quick.
Just do a little stretch.
You're just jumping around, like looking at her. She's like
mid-conversation.
Both Akko and the other engineer are like, they have their guns out too, following their captain's like discretion, but they're like pointed like somewhat at the ground, whereas she's got hers pointed at you now.
Please, for the love of God. Ooh!
12.
So you see the captain's eyes narrow, and she looks between Gelpy and Cletus and back to Gelpy again, and she lowers her revolver and she says, "You make a very persuasive argument. Fine." And she like kind of deflates, and like you see her like shoulders just like relax a little bit, and she's just like, "Okay, I suppose I'll have to talk to Constantine about this, but welcome aboard the Silver Star Liner."
Thank you, Capitan.
Yes.
It's like a collective like breath release.
Oh.
And
They're not dickholes.
unfortunately, I think that's as long as we have time for.
Aww.
No.
I love you
Into
all
the
so
ship.
much. So as a quick point of like, we'll have a little montage. You all like enter the ship. The captain gives you a minor tour. There are the apartments on this ship are like actually spacious. There's a ton of room. She describes the armor plating on the outside of the ship because it was originally a Corvette and has been altered. You would know what a Corvette is, of course. It has 0G athletic courts, fountains, like they have like a smoking parlor. It's fucking fancy as shit.
There's
like,
a bar.
There's definitely a bar.
I'm home.
It's you get like led through all of this, and then at the end of the tour she takes you to the sort of round dome that you saw from the satellite scan, and it's this beautiful greenhouse where they've been growing food over long term in space, and it's just like vibrant and green and beautiful. There's a water fountain in here, and it's like the fanciest fucking starship you've ever seen.
Uskar doesn't leave that room.
You managed to sit down with the captain and the owner of the ship, Constantine, and he like you make the point of like, we have some other people back home. You find a way to, I don't know, with all of you and all of his crew and a lot of you manage to sneak whomever you wish. I imagine there's a touching scene where Gelby reunites with Racket, and it's just like, "I'm so sorry, we have like this many seats on a ship. It's actually available." And he forgives her, and then like you have like the scene of in the middle of the night, you're all like, come on, and like a couple people go up this like ladder in like this night raid, like you're all wearing like I don't know, some kind of commando outfit. It's really ridiculous. Scuba goggles. And you manage to, at the very least, make a home for yourselves for an amount of time while you wait for the Jorhildian fleet to trickle down. They think it would be safer to wait for some of the ships to leave. They do end up leaving, and after a while maybe you get out of there, or maybe you don't, but unfortunately we don't have the time to figure out whether that happens. At the very least, you do live in luxury for a long time.
I've got a bar, that's all I care about.
So
tavern, I go straight to the tavern and start like kissing the counters.
What was that first fan art? It like there was a quote with it, like it started in a bar at the edge of space or something like that.
Oh my gosh,
it was me and you. It was me and you in the bar.
That's like the
where
end
we've
scene
ended.
is you two at the bar.
We're both sitting at the bar, and you're drinking your milk.
Oh god, goat's milk.
The goat's milk, because that's all you drink. I got you one.
Is that the last scene we get?
Yeah, the last scene is we see Cletus finally looking like you're probably a little bit more dressed up.
I got my towel over my shoulder, the thing I wanted so bad again.
And you're standing behind this bar. It's incredibly fancy. And you have we begun with a bar at the end of the universe was the quote. And you're cleaning a glass. It's like a crystal glass. Everything is sparkling and nothing is broken. And Gelpy is sitting at the bar stool in front of you, covered in blue velvet metal bar stool, and leaning against the bar. What do you two say?
It was so nice to get to know you.
Yeah, I'm glad I took the captain's. I'm glad I chose this ship.
It was wonderful to meet you.
You guys are my crew now.
We get the pan back as like the rest of the crew. This is the like end of Friends moment where the rest of the crew kind of just like clusters around and like waves and like comes in. Like the volume mutes as like we see you all like laughing, and like looking finally like clean and like you've gotten enough sleep. There's like a moment where Uskar pretends to drop a glass. Cletus looks like shocked, and then he catches it again and like does it like double take. And
Amara's still the Capitan though. That's the.
I think that they have a Capitan, and I think
Amara
that
is very happy about that.
Yeah, Amara's happy. But
Amara's like,
Cubit's
nice to meet you.
Cubit's still sad.
Still got sad Cubit. I
Still got
hope
sad
Cubit has a picture of sad Cubit in her room somewhere.
No, Cubit has like a team of engineers to.
Cubit has
yeah.
Cubit has like other engineers
she's
and
nerding,
like
she's nerding out so bad.
I think
right
they call
now.
them a flock of engineers.
a flock of engineers.
Thank you so much.
I had so much prepared for like this ship and this like end episode, but it just I always feel like I want more time than we have.
Yeah.
Okay, you did an amazing job.
Yeah, this was
you have
amazing.
to know that.
Thank you
made
so
it
much.
fun.
This was so awesome and so much fun every week. And like I didn't want the finale to come this week, but I was so stoked for the finale at the same time. Like I was so excited.
I was watching the clock today and I was like, no, it's
All right,
I even told my wife too, because we went and got coffee and we were doing our exercise today, and on the way home I was just like, do you know that I won't be able to do my show with them anymore? And she's like, what do you mean? Because she doesn't understand. So I was like, it just sucks. It sucks.
Aww.
Well, I know that the rest of the audience will also miss all of your wonderful faces, so please tell them where you can be found in your day-to-day so that they don't have to miss you for long. Let's start with Capitan.
Aw, this is so bittersweet. I hate this. Actually, I want to take the time to say thank you. Thank you for having me. This has been wonderful. This is my first ever like live RP. Honestly, like second actual like lengthy campaign. So for this for me was very, I guess, it was challenging at times. So thank you for having me. Thank you for being patient with me. Great job, Blue Jay. You did amazing. Thank you for not killing me. And thank you for not making me fly out of this fucking planet, because I was so worried. I was so worried today. I was like, I'm going to ruin this whole campaign. I'm going to kill everyone.
I even had like a programmer NPC to introduce you to so that you could, change careers or whatever.
That's great. I did a great job hacking though, which I think is
such a good job.
Awesome. So that was great. But yeah, other than that, great job to everybody. And yeah, you can find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Tadriel. I play games and stuff. That's it. That's me.
Wonderful. Next, our wonderful, very empathetic and extremely talented medic, Gelpy, Saji. Where can people find you?
Well, not Blue Jay, but Todd, I'm just gonna echo almost just everything that you said. I've never had a GM make me cry, so thanks for all of you. I think
I feel like you're all family now, so it's good.
I know. I'm sad to see this go. I think it's gonna be a hole in my week on Thursdays. So thank you all. I'm on Twitch. I draw spacey weird things. You can find me late at night. I'll be there. But yeah, thank you guys. This is amazing.
And that's twitch.tv/Sagittary.
Oh yeah, my name. That's the thing, not Sagittary. Whatever,
All right, another wonderful, not always medic, but always bartender, Cletus. Where can people find you to hang out and get a good drink?
You can always find me on Discord if you ever want to talk. I want to make you get very clear. If you ever need someone to talk to, I'm always there. But you always can find me at twitch.tv/Cletus Buford. I'm a goofball. I'm a part of the late shift. We do goofy things and play weird games all the time. And I'll miss you guys.
Perhaps the most sad, but also the in character happiest, because she has this tribe of engineers now. Starbuck, where can people find you most of your days?
You can find me here on Twitch. I'm playing a lot of Siege. I'm sometimes sad. But no, did you flip to the picture?
Yeah.
Oh. I just want to say thank you to everyone who put this together. This production was really great. It was a really great story, and echoing what Todd and Saji said, it's been a lot. It's been a challenge, but it's been really fun to kind of learn and grow with people that have played in tabletop shows before. I'm not crying, you're crying. You guys are fantastic, and I really appreciate you all being here, being supportive and patient. Thank you again.
Hopefully we'll run into each other again.
Oh, I know you will.
Maybe we'll finish this story someday.
Oh,
Dun, dun, dun.
We come back for the last episode. We are crashing down as Todriel, the captain, died. Todriel had to take over again, and we know how that goes.
All right. So last but not least, the brawn to my brains, Jay. Jay, where can people find you?
Thank you guys so much. You guys can find me at twitch.tv/Brotato. I've also GM'd here on Tablestory in the past, so you can go find that on our YouTube. Like what everyone else said, thank you so much, Blue Jay. This was awesome. You did an amazing job. This was really, really fun. I was looking forward to it every week, and I'm going to miss it. I'm going to miss all of you. This was awesome. So please, all of you in the chat, if you just tuned in tonight, go back and watch the whole series, because it was a blast to do. And there
were some great moments.
Definitely the most quick-witted that I've ever seen, Blue Jay. So it was great. You adapted to everything so well, especially when I threw a bunch of crazy curveballs your way. So
I tried to make Cletus get really sick, and she wasn't having it.
I mean, you gotta talk to me before the show about that.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that was the rule. So she's turning against me. No, you're fine.
Like, motherfucker, you can't have space cancer. Get out of here.
You can't have no space
cancer.
There
are ways to get space cancer. You can't just say you have space cancer.
Yeah, you had to tell her in episode 6 you're gonna go stand next to some uranium for an hour and a half. And...
Yeah, if you wanted to have a cool, silly thing happen to your character, I would have been down. But I just.
Wasn't even supposed to be silly. It's just he's getting sick.
Please go join our Discord, all of you out there. Come and hang out. Let us know what you thought of the show in the Bystanders channel. Pretty pleased. We have a Discord channel, especially for this channel, for the show. Damn it. So please go right in there what you thought. Throw Blue Jay many kind words. Tell her what you thought of the season. At any point, even after this is over.
You can find me most days over on Twitter at BlueJay_712. I'm also occasionally on my own goddamn Twitch channel at twitch.tv/BlueJay. I do 2 other role-playing shows on Mondays on twitch.tv/DND and twitch.tv/Adam Coble. A D&D show, Descent into Avernus, and a Zweihander show where I'm playing a real dick, a real dickhole. And you can also, I would highly recommend, if you enjoyed the Bystanders, I did a 3-part miniseries before this on Tablestory called In the Black. That is actually, it occurs 3 years after the show, and the crew does encounter the ruined planet of Shan. So if you wanted more information about this, the Jorhildian Empire, and what's going on with all of that, there's a lot of really cool other lore to be had in that series. That's on the Tablestories YouTube. And please do give us your messages. We're all in the Tablestory Discord. We'll all get to see your wonderful comments and everything. So please let us know what you thought of the show. It's always good to get feedback as a role player, because we're all like in it when we're in it, and afterward I'd love to see what people think. So thank you so much for supporting me in my longest series ever. It's been really great, like just learning how to GM with a bunch of really good players. So thank you all so much for keeping me company, I guess.
You kicked ass.
Thank you.
Really, seriously,
right.
This is wonderful. And I remember how I was so scared about learning a new system. Like, this has gotten rid of.
I still haven't learned it.
I was gonna say. I was gonna say props to those of you that said it was your first time. You guys did great as well. I wanted to say that, but you all did amazing as well. Especially those of you that said it was your first time. It was great. This was a great campaign, and all of our characters, I think, were really believable. So that's it takes a lot.
Awesome. Well, if you want more awesome roleplay, there are 4 other shows a week on Tablestory, and you can find them all like almost every day at 1 p.m. Pacific or 4 p.m. Eastern. So catch everyone live. If you miss us, I'm sure that if you make enough of a fuss, like some of us or all of us will be back next time. So tell everyone you loved us, and we'll see you next time. Have a great one.
Thank you so much. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.